Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Marty, and I am your host, Lunch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us. Even though you missed the live party, guys, that is the best part. So make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. Also, head over to the IndianJesus.com for your very own The Indian Jesus official merch, like our End Dogma shirt here, only at the IndianJesus.com. All right. I am excited for this one, guys. I don't know about you, but I love me a good conspiracy theory. Now, what conspiracy theory actually is has changed a lot over the last few years, but we definitely know that conspiracies are real. Let's shout out John in the building. Welcome. We got Liberty Plus TV, and of course, Indie Film. Welcome to the party. Shout out to Paul over on Instagram. If you are on Twix or Kick or whatever, say hello. So I think it was yesterday that Tim Dillon, comic Tim Dillon, was on the PBD podcast, and it was awesome. Guys, let's just dive in. As always, you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
Vinny, what's going on with this P. Diddy stuff? Maybe give me the P. Diddy.
Have you heard anything about the Diddy thing, Tim?
I mean, I hear he's being charged with rape or something.
So there's a new lawsuit right now.
And there goes monetization. What is good, everyone? 69. Welcome to the party. I do appreciate those likes. Thank you.
Well, Rodney Little Rod Jones, and he's just, but dude, apparently, allegedly, in all these court documents, Diddy is like the Epstein of the rap game. So they're saying he's had orgies. He had, he apparently shot a guy, but, because he had the security guard named Fahim Muhammad.
I've definitely heard some weird stuff about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever he's going by these days. But is there actually like real ish coming out?
Who was Diddy's security guard? You know who else's security guard he was? Michael Jackson's security guard when he was like the second person on the scene when he died. So he's saying it goes back 30 years of sexual blackmail. Usher, Meek Mill, Justin Bieber, all these people are inside.
Not the Biebs.
Justin Bieber,
he's saying. But
I mean, if you're gonna take advantage of a little kid, he's the cutest.
Hold on, hey Rob, can you just show?
Adam, what the hell did you just say? I know I misheard that.
He's saying,
I mean, if you're going to take advantage of a little kid, he's the cutest.
Hold on.
Haram.
Why would you say that? Oh,
Rob, can you just show the video?
No, there's no smile. There's no weird.
It's just kind of
weird is weird.
Weird. Not this one. The other one with him. This is him hanging out with Diddy. It's just weird. Like this is him. Look how young. Like
as soon as you turn 16,
like it's just weird.
Tonight on To Catch a Predator.
Look at, he's just a little kid.
It's a little dusty, but
So you guys heard anything about this?
Yeah.
I know the lead attorney was doing a stream on something. I don't know if there was people in court. Do you guys know anything about this? I just heard about this from this video. Liberty Plus TV says Adam says the dumbest stuff. God, I hate him. I mean, I think he's a cheesy guy, but like, oh, he's the cute. Like, I know it was a joke, but like, make that a little bit more obvious, bro. How many people do you think who never have seen PBD or Valuetainment or anything are clicking this to watch what's going on with P. Diddy, and then they hear that and like nobody says anything. There's no joke. The camera stays on him. Very weird. Shout out to Soil, welcome to the party. Always good to see you. Talking about how P. Diddy, I was gonna say something else, but it don't work that way. But was not so great with Justin Bieber. Yeah, add that to the Bieber trivia.
Look at, he's just a little kid.
It's a little dusty, but
So he's been hanging out with him.
Yeah, the Lambo's a little dusty. My bad.
How old is Bieber here, you think?
15.
14,
As soon as you turn 15.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this.
So that
he's being accused.
Pedo vibes, like or what are the kids saying? It's giving pedo.
So there's,
yeah.
What are the
basically what they're saying
accusations,
is
Vinny?
at these house parties that he was having, this is in the lawsuit. He had underage girls. They would spike drinks. Everybody from the butler, the chef, the housekeeper had to walk around him with a pouch fanny pack filled with cocaine, ecstasy gummies to whoever.
That part is not a surprise at all. I would assume that that's how any kind of Hollywood party goes. But the rest of it,
Still waiting for the problem.
You're so stupid. But they accuse.
that's two. We are 1 minute and 55 seconds of content into their stuff, and he's got two. He's got two. Adam, we might have to cancel you.
Homes of brandishing guns, bragging about shooting people. He hooked up with what was his name, Clive Davis, and he's saying, because mind you, there's a CIA agent that came out. His name was John Holmson, that said he admitted that the CIA created gangster rap to fill private prisons and glamorize criminality.
And of course, we knew that for the longest time.
Basically, it's not looking good for Diddy. It's just all the house parties, all the orgies, and this guy.
These are accusations.
These are accusations in the lawsuit, but this
Right.
guy is saying that they would spike all the drinks, that this people would just be getting shit faced, and sometimes unbeknownst to him, this guy said he woke up from getting drugged at one of these things, and he's like, he's in a bed, Diddy's in the bed, some other person's in the bed. It's just not a lot of.
What's this? How's Meek Mill tight?
So we had Weinstein, we had Epstein, we had I just said that, right? And now P. Diddy. What is going on?
To this, by the way.
Well, there's a lot of rumors going out that him and Meek Mill were hooking up, and now Meek Mill is basically going after Tate. By the way, this is all again alleged in this lawsuit, but it's like it's not stopping for Diddy. And then the rumor came out with Meek Mill with Diddy, and then what did Tate?
Maybe go on to Twitter.
Tate?
I'm still trying to see like what. So what is this?
If you missed that, it said
With
what did
Diddy,
it
and
say?
then what did Tate?
Andrew Tate accuses Meek Mill of having sexual relations with Diddy. What is going on? What is going on? In films of the CIA glamorized violent rap, maybe the FBI, but not the CIA. No, I'm pretty sure that between the FBI might have been more on the music side, the CIA was probably more on the drug side. But it's very well known that it was a psyop.
Maybe go on to Twitter. I'm still trying to see like what. So what is this? So the story is the only thing I saw. I saw the fact that pull up the Meek Mill tweet, whatever that is. And you had it on earlier, Rob.
Wise, look at Pat. You know what he's saying? That Diddy had cameras set up all over the house like Epstein, and he was blackmailing everybody that was coming to the house.
So Andrew Tate tweets. So P. Diddy was having sex with Meek Mill and Usher? Question mark, right?
So
Meek Mill retweets, quote retweet, and says, "Was you trafficking women? The fuck is wrong with you, Brody?" And then Andrew Tate asks, I only asked the question because everyone is saying it happened.
So by the way, everybody's talking about it. So like that's why they're calling him,
By the way, that tweet today.
tell me, guys, what have you heard about this? I this is brand new. I really don't know. Shout out to Burner Popcorn account. Welcome to the party. Good to see ya. Yeah, a big fan of Tim Dillon. Doesn't seem to have a lot to say about P. Diddy, but hopefully they'll throw it to him.
Today is 41 million views.
Welcome to the party, brother.
It's 8.5 there, but it's 41 million. The question is, why would you respond like that, Meek Mill?
Yeah.
So you responding, you're kind of not.
You're not saying what are you talking about?
He's
but they're saying
This is like with Cat Williams. Everybody's just like, oh, you're this, that, and nobody called him a liar. So this also said, I've heard nothing about this, and I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, me neither. Like, let's get some answers here. I'm gonna see if they throw it to Tim. Otherwise, we got some other
for 30 years. Because think about it, Diddy, bad boy, dude. Diddy went 24 years old.
Let's see what Tim has.
They're saying he.
Following the story very closely.
I have no idea, but I mean, here's the thing: in a white supremacist country, seriously, for an entertainer, African American entertainer like P. Diddy, to even get to live a life like Jeffrey Epstein,
it's winning.
To me, is a huge win for the culture, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to put a nice positive spin on it.
When black people can RP children the same way white people, I think I was gonna say make another joke, but I'm gonna leave it there. You guys know exactly what Tim was alluding to. Shout out to JL in the building. Welcome to the party. So I mixed up Vosh and Patrick. So I was confused about the drama last week. Sorry, this sounds so bad. Oh, you like PBD, Patrick? You thought the host of this show was the one that had all the CP? Oh boy, yeah, that's a mix-up. Welcome to the party, but oof. Burner says I've gone to see Tim's live stand-up 3 times, and he's one of the best. Even saw Shane Gillis and Tim Dillon back to back at the same club 2 nights in a row, and Shane couldn't even compare. Wow. I agree. That disease deserves a dilly for the hell of it. Dilly to that. All right, let's move
this idea that here's a kid who grew up underprivileged.
Yeah.
And now look, he's got a mansion. He's blackmailing people. He's having orgies. He's got the CIA. Everybody's on drugs. I mean,
he made something.
No, truly, to be honest, this is an area I'm behind. I don't know anything about.
I'm a little offended, Vinny, because I'm going to go on the record here and say,
not
people
again.
have always said stuff about Diddy for a while.
Yeah,
people say stuff about Diddy for a while.
That's like because if you guys remember, way back when there was a show called Making the Band. Now the first episode was a bunch of white people, and they had they put a group together. Oh, I forgot what it was called. There was a dude named Angel. I forget what they were called, but they were, a boy band, and I actually was really into them. But then P. Diddy took over the show, and it was Danity Kane. And there was like a whole bunch of stuff with that. And I remember like one of the first episodes, they were in New York, and like, you got to walk to get me a piece of cheesecake from my favorite place. And you got to, it's like across the bridge and whatever. So this idea of Diddy, being power hungry and kind of, I don't know if narcissistic is the right word there, but that's always kind of been him, Burner Popcorn. So Tim Dillon and PBD was not on my bingo card for 2024. I don't know how many people are going to be able to predict anything that's going to happen this year. So I would throw away your 2024 bingo card because I guarantee nothing you imagine is going to be on it. This letter says 75% of the chat in the comments are complaining about Adam. Loser. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how much.
People have always said stuff about Diddy for a while.
Yeah,
people say stuff about Diddy for a while, and I didn't hear. I don't know. I mean, there's probably something going on.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want to slander people, but something seems. I mean, he's been accused now of
5 times in the past
multiple
6 months.
But by the way, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not at all.
Even when
Shout out to Virgil Kane, all the way over from Manchester, England. Welcome to the party, brother.
I had Greg Kading on, but I was trying to find out who killed Tupac, right? Yeah. Greg Kading was the investigator, the detective that was going and trying to figure it out, and we put all the names, and we put this whole like American Gangster with all the different pictures, and he had to pick and choose. Everything kind of led back to Diddy.
That's what they're saying.
The death of Biggie and the death of Tupac
100%.
led back to Diddy, the Biggie renewing the contract, owning all the label, everything, and then Tupac, and who was behind it?
Guys, next thing you're going to tell me is that OJ probably killed 2 people. I don't know where you guys are going with this right now.
Nope, that's the end of this clip. Adam, you've ruined it. But Burner Popcorn account says, did y'all see Tim's epic rant about getting banned from Airbnb and for allegedly trashing the home of a lesbian couple? No. But we definitely gonna check it out. Hold on. So Tim Dillon Airbnb. This one. Sounds good enough. Shout out to Rogan.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
I was thrown off Airbnb. This is a fact. You did not support me on this.
I did.
You did not. You said he should have done the dishes. This was your quote.
The dishes,
Joe.
But you shouldn't have been thrown off of Airbnb.
Okay,
well, you shouldn't leave dirty dishes.
Joe, we pay.
Hey, shout out to Kelly Green in the building. Welcome to the party. Well, come on with the spoilers, bro. Goddamn.
Pay a $450 cleaning fee.
Oh.
Airbnb, $450. They do the scam now. They call it COVID cleaning, which is fake because regular cleaning and COVID cleaning are the same thing. Cleaning is cleaning. You're not going in there with hazmat suits.
Why'd you leave the plates?
What do you mean? What?
Why didn't you just clean the plates?
Because this is a vacation.
Are you supposed to clean the plates?
I don't know what the rules are, but I don't like the service if that's the case.
I agree.
You feel like you should.
Airbnb is so overrated. There was a sweet spot when I was not traveling, when it was good, when you would legit, like, instead of have to be, you'd have like a space, especially if you have kids, you get a bunch of people or whatever. But then it turned into a business, and I am completely with Tim on that. There's so much Tim I've watched far too much Tim Dillon in my lifetime. Is it possible? Maybe.
You should be able to leave.
Not if I pay $450 for a cleaning fee, you should. And the thing is, there were 2 lesbian women, and I mentioned that, and that's why I was kicked off Airbnb because they thought because I mentioned they were lesbian, and they had a horribly designed house, and they should have maybe asked a gay guy or someone to fix it. But
well, as a gay guy, what have you done? What would you have done rather to fix it?
Well, all the furniture, you couldn't sit in. It was like art pieces. All of the furniture was like a little.
You couldn't sit in, or Tony Hinchcliffe couldn't sit in.
Tony Hinchcliffe is a bird. He can perch on things. I'm a human. I'm an American human. We can't sit on a fucking leather cowhide chair. It's an art piece. Like this is.
What's wrong with the piece?
It was a chair of like sticks with like leather cowhide with these weird stools.
Did you take pictures of these?
I took all the photos. I put them on my Instagram. I was like, these are not for human beings. These are for like lesbians to drink tea and perch and whatever. But like,
why lesbians? So why do you care about their sexual orientation? That's why you get kicked off?
Because they're insufferable.
Probably.
They were insufferable. They wore little
let's see what these pictures are. Let's see what these pictures are.
They got color. I'm not. Yeah.
Light and kind.
Of course you do. This is meant to.
What's that hole in the wall?
Do ayahuasca.
You can't sit on that.
Yeah, which you can't use because they're not insured for it.
What is that square hole?
It was a fireplace that you can't use. It's weird, dude.
It's a fireplace. It's like chest level.
Yeah, I'm on team. I'm with Tim. I mean, I think initially I was with Joe that you got to read the rules, and if the rules are the rules, you got to follow the rules. But nah, I'm with Soul of the Soul. Just show out for an actual suite or a condo. I mean, or just get a regular goddamn hotel room. Where are you staying that you need to be so lavish? Like you should be going somewhere where you want to do stuff. If you're going somewhere for the hotel, just stay home. If you're going somewhere unless it's Vegas or at least like an Atlantic City type thing, New Orleans, something, and even still, if you're visiting, especially if you're flying to a place for the hotel, that's a waste of money. Yeah. Tim has admitted that just paying the smoking penalty up front. Yeah. I do the same thing at hotels. It's just like, guys, I'm gonna. I mean, well, you used to. Now you just vape and you're good. But yeah, easy enough. All right. Yeah, Adam was too much for me in this one. This clip, guys. I saw this TikTok. And I made a video. I still might put it out. We'll see how many people end up showing up here because I don't know how many people are actually going to see it. But I actually made a video about this, and then I saw this, and it was wild. Any of them said lesbians are insufferable, but bisexual chicks are insane. Dilly to that. There you go. Burner Popcorn's account says, I noticed after all the anti-Adam comments, he was noticeably absent from today's PBD podcast. Who did he have on? I saw he had somebody on, but I think it was just him and the other person, right? The last week we covered when he was talking to Moms of Liberty, and it was just PBD and the other person. So they don't always do the whole team, but and then the guy with the glasses isn't here today, so I'm sure there's something with that. I don't think it's I don't think. Yeah. Okay. So, this is the replace Oh, okay. So then the glasses guy wasn't there either. What is his name? Tom, something like that. I don't know. So they said we staycay 30 miles from home in Biloxi, a mini Vegas. Plus, my house doesn't have a jacuzzi tub, unfortunately. One day we will upgrade the bathroom. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's fine. So then pay for the amenities that you want. But like that's not the purpose of going to Biloxi. Is the jacuzzi, right? Like that's just an addition to the fact that there's other stuff there, and you get a nice hotel room while you're there. Bert is a big Tom fan. All right, I think he's the analytical guy. I think he's there for especially on this side of the cultural issues. We do need somebody there to keep all the numbers and stuff. But he's a little dry for my taste. But like I said, I saw this TikTok and it enraged me. But it was I was happy that it was this person who did the TikTok, and I actually made one of these voiceover ones, and I'll put it out this week. But let's take a look.
clip that one. And by the way, pull up that one clip I sent you of the guy in what do you call it? Said.
Come on.
But can you pull up?
Probably calling me dumb. I'm assuming.
I was indirect.
He just said he can a blanket.
Is that PBD's laugh? Holy shit! You could be like the high screamer for a metal band with this.
What you said, but can you pull up?
Like they call it pig squeal.
Probably calling me dumb. I'm assuming.
Tell me that doesn't sound like a pig.
Indirect. He just said he can a blanket. It was a blanket.
Can you pull?
Tim, everyone needs haters. I encourage you to get as many as possible.
All right, so
some people just live their life to hate.
Pull up this clip. This is, by the way, there's nothing funny about this clip, but Jen shared this with me while I was out of town in St. Augustine. I'm like, what the hell is? Go ahead and play this clip, okay?
Before we do that, let's say hello to Guam Tech. Welcome to the party. So much like I think much might like the PBD part. I mean, maybe a little bit, maybe PBD squeal. There you go. That's a new genre. Welcome to the party.
Okay.
Who is it?
What in the actual fuck? Seriously, this is why my goddaughter is not allowed to have social media. I was just waiting in line at a pet store just to get dog food. And there was a full-grown man standing in line in front of me. Like, so much back hair.
Okay, if you can guess where this is going, and you have not seen the TikTok, I will send you a $5 cash app. If you can guess where this is going, and you have not seen it, we're going on the honor system. Before he gets there, I'm sending you a $5 cash app. Let's see your guesses.
Peeking out, but not very much on top, looking like a werewolf with alopecia. And I can see him on his phone.
Ready? Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Hey, we got Dylan in the building. Welcome to the party. Burner, you really don't, but unfortunately, we have to.
Phone. Scrolling like so much back hair peeking out, but not very much on top, looking like a werewolf with alopecia. And I can see him on his phone scrolling Instagram.
Okay. Scrolling Instagram. No big deal, right? I'm stretching this out on purpose to try to give you a chance.
And every single post was little girls. Like small.
Every post was little girls. You wish it was Sasquatch. You wish it was wolf furries.
And every single post was little girls, like small baby children. And he literally stopped on some mommy blogger's post and zoomed in to certain parts of that photo. And I did confront him. I said, "What are you doing?" And he fumbled his phone away.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that a gay man has a problem with PDF files? I was told, and that we all believe, that that's one and the same thing. It must be crazy. There must be so much cognitive dissonance going on the right when there's a gay man saying that PDF files are bad. Or maybe it was y'all on the left that conflated those in the first place. And he said, I'm just going to say this guy does not seem credible. And then he called him out and everybody clapped. Believe it if you want, but I mean, what does this person have to gain? Certainly if it was a straight MAGA dude, I would be right there with you. What does a gay guy have to gain from posting this on TikTok, Instagram, whatever? Well, I saw it on TikTok. Because I'm hip and cool.
And zoomed in to certain parts of that photo. And I did confront him. I said, "What are you doing?" And he fumbled his phone away and said, "Nothing." I said, "Well, it looked like you were being the P word."
And there's something else that if you point it out, you'll get a $1 cash out before I get to it.
And this man actually had the nerve to look at me in my gay little eyes and say, "We don't like that term. It's actually minor attracted."
Oh,
person."
the maps.
Minor attracted persons. Not only was it in public, but he had the audacity to correct this motherfucker. As if, excuse me, you're being offensive. And then take a look at this. We look over at the comments, and what is it? What are the, well, you know, the first one is, you know, pretty. Oh no, the first one's a caption. It's saying the amount of adult men interacting with these posts is concerning. Don't, you know, mommy bloggers, kids on social media. The first and top comment says, I get the disgust, but I can't help feeling he needed help. What's the procedure on finding a person attracted to kids but hasn't harmed any? Right to jail. Right to jail. Possibly. Maps absolutely need. No. There's no, a map is a piece of paper that shows you what roads to go where. This is a pedo. Pedos need to be exposed. We are not, at least not on this channel. We are not ceding that ground. We are PDF files. A map is a piece of paper that shows you how to get from A to B. Well, it doesn't show you, but you know what I mean. Pedos need to be exposed. And so how the fuck can you see all the detail? Bro, do you not know what phones are like? Can you not see the detail? I can open Instagram and you can see exactly what that is. Are you confused as to what's in this picture? I really am uncomfortable with the fact that you're coping for a PDF file, bro. I really don't like that. That's different. But I mean, I don't know why you would think this. Like I've been screaming in your face that this is real. The LGBT community has been a cover for this. But now a gay man is going on the internet and calling this out. So if it was all, you know, if it was all the same thing, I wouldn't think that it would be a gay dude. And it's just, I'm telling you, like, knowing that Epstein was a thing, the whole thing we just heard about P. Diddy, and then your first thing is to say, oh, this didn't happen. Sus on you, sir. Dylan said, see, if you have a problem, admit it and go seek therapy or go to jail. Exactly. Alex said, so now we're at PDFs being comfortable in public. I'm starting to agree that I just want Jesus to take me already. Dylan said, why is social media showing me pedo stories today? The first dad who drugged and creeped on little girls' sleepover. Now this, because it's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. That's the point. It's the only now that we have the resources to know what to look for. Like I didn't know. I had no idea. That kids' sleepovers were no longer a thing. Like because of PDF files. I didn't know that because I don't have kids. But it's everywhere and it's growing because these people are getting cover. Whether or not, again, just like the Cheesecake Factory later, whether or not this particular thing is true, if you're telling me this doesn't happen, you're stupid. If you're telling me this doesn't happen, you are stupid.
Say, we don't like that term. It's actually minor attracted.
Oh,
person.
the maps.
That's the point.
Okay, so here's what I now say.
Yeah.
This person, the very effeminate gay person catching pedophiles, should run instead of Michelle Obama.
There we go.
He has your vote.
He has it. This is good. I like
What's his
the
name?
Democratic convention.
This guy?
Yeah, that was the bottom line of the picture. Not necessarily even calling out the PDF file, but just a call to parents to be very careful that these people are out there, and that's what they're doing. You might just be sharing for a family and friends, but even if your account is private, somebody within your family and friends might be one of those people. Screenshots, and there's entire catalogs of this stuff. Islam said, I 100% agree that fans of the playground are trying to infiltrate the LGBT community, and that is a bad thing, but I don't believe this dude. All right, I mean, fair enough, but again, are you, even if you think this guy is making it up, are you saying that doesn't happen? Because if you're not saying that, then whether or not that particular instance is real is irrelevant to what we're talking about. No, sorry, you didn't. Bernard said so many stories and real life examples of parents giving randos or the new boyfriend access to the kids. Bad shit happens. Yeah, I mean, it's a lesson we need to learn over and over and over again. And it is very, very sad. Guys, if you do me a huge favor, if you're not already, please do hit that like button. It helps so much. Thank you.
This is good. I like
What's
the
his
idea of the
name?
Democratic convention.
This
being
guy?
like, you're acting like a.
I'm not assuming that he's gay, but
yeah.
do you think America's ready
he
for a
said
gay
he's
president
gay.
like this?
What do you mean? We probably
His screen name is "Don't Cross a Gay Man," and he said "My little gay eyes" or whatever he said.
Yeah,
I
if
don't
they're
know.
catching pedophiles
Yeah.
in
What's his name?
McDonald's, that's the most American thing you can
Michael
do.
Brown. Michael Brown.
Yeah,
I'd
there you
vote for
go.
him.
Yeah, don't cross a gay man.
I'd vote for him.
What is the what was that? I mean, what is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see this one with the Doritos thing. Does somebody have like a link for something real quick that we could look at? I don't really want to derail too much, but if someone has something quick, I'll definitely look into it. Zibby said Airbnb, Uber, and the rest of the unorganic, natural, not decentralized online rental services are a joke. I guess it's the cost of fighting local mafia like licensing regimes. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There was Uber, same thing. There was definitely a golden period where it was super cheap, and there was enough drivers and everything. But then, of course, everything goes to, how can we squeeze every little dollar out of each person instead of having a good service that will make money because people want to pay us. It's crazy. I don't know about all that, but I'm a fan of Dave Rubin. Burner said, I thought Tim Dillon and Vinny had good chemistry together. Fair enough. Shout out to Seabass. Welcome to the party. Dillon said, Tim Dillon is gay, and I want him as press secretary or speaker of the house. Oh, speaker would be great. What about, either of those. Either of those would be great.
What the post is, what is that?
You know why I brought this up? Because we said newcomers, like the terms they're changing.
Okay.
And I said minor attracted person, how they're changing the name.
Is that true, though? Is anyone doing that?
Apparently so. Unless you're indie film and you don't believe this guy, apparently so.
Maps?
Yeah.
They call it maps.
Bro, they got
Really?
an acronym for it, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I have not heard about maps.
It's the new ISIS.
I've heard about maps in the sense that, like,
I'll give him that. The new ISIS. I like that. That is funny as shit.
it's a joke, but I didn't know that was a real.
No,
I thought it was like an internet troll, but that's crazy if that actually happened.
Buddy, it's MD Edge, medical doctor Edge, minor attracted person. Can you click on this so we can read it? We'll actually go to Tim. This is good. We're getting smarter today. So the definition of minor.
So again, even if that particular video is fake, just like the Cheesecake Factory video was fake, even if they're fake, the fact that number one, we can't tell, and number two, that they are relevant is the point. Glumtech said the gays are finally getting tired of being lumped in with the PDFs. Can't say we didn't warn them. Yep. Burner said Tim Dillon's backstory as a cocaine addict and subprime mortgage salesman is truly inspiring. He got sober while serving on a murder, torture, RPA jury. Not kidding. Wow. I did not know all that. Interesting.
An attracted person, approximately.
They're neglected.
Dude, check this out.
Almost hilarious.
This is crazy.
Tim,
go a little
Who
lower.
is writing this?
They're neglected people, Tim.
By the way, both people who wrote it is Janet and Renee. They're both doctors. Go lower, Rob.
Of course.
Approximately 1 in 5 Americans report childhood sex abuse. 50 to 65% child abuse in the absence of pedophilic interest. Anyways, this goes on and you can go to the prior page, Rob.
So obviously this is not going to be monetized. If you'd like to help out the show, please do so.
I heard a bunch of people talking
Go
about
bottom to see if there's a
recently,
Wikipedia that explains this as well. National Institute. Go up a little bit on the minor attracted persons.
Oh, no, it's real.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to soften that dude, pedophilia gets such a bad rap.
Yeah, sickos or scumbags.
Well,
is
some of
a little
some
offensive.
of the newcomers might be maps.
You
and
think?
Matt, what do you
Imagine
You
that.
think?
Imagine you have
whammy
some-
right
I had no
there.
idea that was an.
What is a no map? What was this from? I need to see what that means. Jesus fucking Christ. Minor person, Wikipedia, and then it had all the way down. Yeah, where'd it go? No. No map. No map. And a non-offending minor attracted person. Oh, so you're either a map or you're a no map. The no maps, it's okay because you're non-offending. Get the F out of here. Nope. Dylan said maps need to be neglected in the Titan submarine. Yeah, exactly. Not yeah. Crazy.
You
And
think?
Matt, what do you
Imagine
You
that.
think?
Well, if he's worried, then all you got to do, every single donation or super chat comes with a treat for Marty.
whammy
I
right
had no
there.
idea that was I thought it was a troll on the internet. You know, how certain things are like jokes, but
That's what they want you to think, bro. That's the whole thing. Is that's not really happening, and then no, actually it is happening, but don't worry about it because it's a good thing. That is the playbook for every single thing. And I know that he knows this because I remember watching through some of the stuff that he said about the Rona stuff, and it's exact same playbook, the exact same playbook.
I mean, now we're living in a time it's hard to know what is and isn't real.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is and isn't a joke.
Let me ask
It's
you.
unreal, yeah.
You're in line
Yeah.
at Starbucks, and you experience similar thing. A guy, mid-50s, 60s, is looking at girl pictures, 6 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. What do you do?
I record him watching that, and then I confront his ass. I'm stepping to his.
What do
ass.
you do? Is it
And I'm
just
following him to
mind
get
your
his
own
license
business?
plate.
Do we go back to
I asked
80s?
him to green light a show for me on NBC.
Hey, shout out to Soil to Soul with the $10 cash app. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And of course, there we go. Morty getting his treat. Thank you. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. And we got Indie Phil with the 633 again. Thank you so much. He is eating well. We are very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. It really, really does mean so much to me. Let's get right back into it. Thank you, both of you. Very, very much appreciated.
Green light a show for me on NBC. I mean,
Or on the BBC.
Look, did you get it? It was great. That was a little too good.
Shout out again to both Indie Film and our new sponsor, Soil to Soul, with the $10 cash app. Thank you.
Perfect.
That was a little
think
too
about
They
good.
would never, Tim.
Well, but you know,
that,
I would do
that cult of personality.
Pat,
over
I would
there.
record him doing it, and then I would follow him to his car and get his license plate, and still have all that on footage and send it to the cops.
You got a nephew.
If
What do
he's
you do if
doing
you see that?
If he's doing that, what is he getting ready to do? He's priming himself.
What should
Yep, and there's a couple channels that, but whether it's YouTube or TikTok or anything else, that they, one that comes to mind is Colorado Ped Patrol, where they do exactly what To Catch a Predator was doing. They act as decoys and they act as like little children, 14, 13, 12, whatever years old, and get something. Oh, do you want to come and meet? And blah 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 blah. And they get caught, and it's every single day. It's every single day. So again, even if that one video was not true, this absolutely is happening. Burner says, do you think there's going to be a Black Swan event or other establishment-inflicted chaos this year? I would be amazed if there wasn't. And they're actually going to talk about that specifically. But yes, I think there is going to be at least one, if not many. And he says, wait, was this allegedly hairy dude looking at non-adult Instagram pics? Thought he was looking at no. Yes. So he was looking. So like, let's say you have a 7-year-old daughter, right? And she does gymnastics. And so you're taking a picture of her, at her gymnastics class, just doing, normal stuff because you want to share with your friends and your family that she's doing gymnastics. What the video is saying that some dude is on that person's Instagram looking at young children. And the fact we also covered that guy, Brett something. Another gay dude who, he was doing the same kind of thing on TikTok, and then he was on one of the Jubilee videos. And if you look at any of these family pages or pages for a child, and you look in the comments, it's all, I don't even want to look it up because I don't want it on my stuff, but it's all old men like, oh yeah, Fireheart looking so good. Like that's what this guy's entire page, not that guy, but the other guy that I'm talking about, he had an entire page dedicated to showing like, hey, look, this is happening. And it's not just one or two, it's the entire thing. So it's not straight up CP. It's just little kids out in life, but they're in public looking at that. And I'm sure for nefarious reasons. Jason, let me guess. They think childhood is a social construct. I bet they do.
If he's doing that, what is he getting ready to do? He's setting him. He's priming himself.
What should you do if you see that though?
I can't punch you.
I think exactly what what that guy did. Call him out. Be like, hello.
Haram!
What are you doing? I think that's the only. What else? I mean, you can't hit him. We don't have the laws that work that way. What else can you do? Shame. Exactly. Call it out. That's all we can do at this point.
I don't want to go to jail for punching him, but I'm gonna record him in this car. Period.
I think you just start off with
license plates may be a good idea.
Yeah, see something, say something.
You know, maybe somebody's already looking for the guy. Like maybe he's, I don't know, a sex offender and he's already doing something. I don't know.
But guys, he likes dog. I mean, he's buying dog stuff. He's at least nice to dogs. But
well, in any situation, it's kind of like what Tim said. There's the mind your business.
These guys, their jokes are missing left and right.
Business factor, and then there's the you see something, say something factor. I think if you see that, you start with you good, bro, and see how he responds.
But what if he punches you in the face?
No, if he's like, oh.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what they're talking about with Wayfair, which the website you would buy furniture and stuff, and they would have like an armoire that's like $75,000, and it says like comes with 2 pieces of pizza or some shit. It's like, wait a minute. So just don't let Izzy around the dogs. Oh, I thought he was the money guy. No, the money guy is the one with the glasses. Vinny is just. I don't know what he is. He's just a guy. He's a car salesman. Yeah, it really did. It really, really, really did. All right. So as I was just saying, I know that Tim Dillon understands this notion of first we deny it, and then we say that Beverage Farm remembers. First we say it's not happening, and then we say, oh no. Actually, yeah, it's not happening, and you're bigoted if you say it is happening. Then actually it is happening, and it's a good thing that it's happening, and you're bigoted if you don't think so. I was saying that about the trans stuff, the map stuff. This is where Tim says the exact.
This is breaking news, by the way. I'm sure you didn't know this, but it's massive news, life-changing type of news. Wall Street Journal wrap that CDC just gave us the report that we all need to start adjusting the way we're living. Oh no, it's official. Keyword official.
I told you guys it was coming back. We
can pretty much treat COVID.
Psych! We can pretty much treat COVID like the flu. Oh, you're a racist. You're horrible. If you just say COVID is just like the flu, we'll cancel you. We'll demonetize your channel. We'll take away your platform. And a few years later, the New York Times is saying exactly that. So it's happening, but it's a good thing. If moving the goalposts was a woman's sport, they could infiltrate. There you go. Burner said, my husband's interesting idea for the prison system. Inmates kept conscious, forced to lie in pods, and fed through an IV. Sentences could be much shorter, greater impact, no working out, fewer guards. That's are we talking about just the PDFs? Or are we talking like anybody? Because if we're talking just the PDFs, then maybe. But if that's just anybody going to prison, I don't think so. That's a little extreme. And William said anything questionable on Instagram or any other site needs to be pulled down, and the posters should be investigated. But here's the thing, any film. That's what we're saying. What's questionable? Outside of the fact that the person is looking at it, what's questionable about you posting a picture from your daughter's gymnastics meet? So you're saying parents should be what? Parents should get in trouble and get their accounts banned for sharing their family? There's nothing questionable about it, except for the fact that the behavior is questionable. These kids do just exist in the world. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. I'm not sure if you're confused at what you think we're talking about, or what you're saying. But like, just regular, normal, everyday stuff. First day of school. Here's my son's first day of school outfit for first grade. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about questionable anything. We're not talking about a child bending over. We're not talking about a child twerking. We're not talking about anything that a child is doing or a parent is doing wrong. None of that is happening. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about exactly how children live And what Instagram is for, to show your life. The point is that there are people who will abuse that. And so make sure that if you are putting pictures of your child on the internet, which you still shouldn't do, make sure it's private. He thinks for I don't know. That's a little much, because then you're putting a lot of trust in the court system, and as we see, maybe they don't deserve it. Jason, I feel like you should need a verifiable ID to use these sites, like a license. That is how they will arrest you for saying the things that you don't like, that they don't like. That's exactly what wasn't Nikki Haley saying this? She's like, everybody needs a photo ID to get on Facebook and this and Instagram, because then all of you who are too afraid to say what you actually, how many of you here are actually using your name? How many of you would be saying the things that you're saying if you had to put your actual name and photo next to it? I mean, I don't necessarily hide it, but I don't put my name out there. Even if I have my face out there, I still obscure my name to an extent. So fuck no. We need the ability to talk to each other. Just because some creepy people are going to abuse things doesn't mean we should all be punished. We need to look at the people who are doing things wrong and punish the people who are doing things wrong. That's it. That's it. It's not more complicated than that. So I said, I like 6X and Hammer's idea about bringing back the gladiator stuff for hardcore criminals. All right. Everyone said, okay, let's say the model for the Mona Lisa was 15 years old, and some dude gets off on looking at it. What should we do? Okay, so the Mona Lisa is not a photograph of a woman who is alive, so that woman is dead. So that's not really the same thing that we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. I think you don't really understand the scope of what we're saying. That is and I mean, you know, it's weird. Vosh just went through this whole thing where he got caught looking at, what do they call it? Lolly. And everybody's like, yo, you're a fucking creeper. So if you want to go defend Vosh for looking at little kids drawn as we got the hungry dance, If you want to be the only one on the internet besides Vosh fans defending Vosh, please. But I'm telling you, anything, you are going down the wrong road, and I promise you, if you understood what I was saying, you would 1,000% agree with me. There's some miscommunication, and it's taking too much time, but there's some miscommunication. Take my word for it. I am absolutely right on this, and you defending it looks really, 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 really sus. I'm just telling you. Trust me. This is not a confusing thing. There's no two ways about it. There's no debate here. It was wrong. Lolly is drawn pictures of CP. So we just had that happen. And everybody flipped the fuck out. Justifiably. So I'm not sure what you were trying to get with this question, but that's the answer. It's bad. We don't want... Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Culture Pop with B-Hop. A little bit of goddamn common sense in the building. From another awesome YouTuber. Just drop the link to his channel, please. Go check that out. Welcome to the party. So instead, there are sicko people. There are sicko people that zoom in on toddler birthday parties. Exactly, stuff like that. Is that questionable indie film to post a picture of your toddler's birthday party? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about any weird stuff except for the people who are looking at it in a weird way. It's just like, heck, I have boys, and if I could go back, I wouldn't have posted so many pictures. Makes a lot of sense. Because there are these people, just like whether or not that fake story or that real story that guy told, that is happening. Full stop. There is no debate. There is no question. There's no like, well, maybe. No. These are men, and maybe women, I don't know. These are people taking regular ass normal family pictures and wanking to them. Your children.
Oh, no.
It's official. Keyword, official. We can pretty much treat COVID like the flu now.
What?
And it gives you the guide. So no longer, CDC actually came out and told us it's no longer the COVID. It's now just the flu.
It's just the flu. After all this time, we were right again.
Do you think it's always been the flu? Do you think it's always been but it took CDC 4 years to figure it out. Do you think there was some craziness?
Now, to be fair, nobody is defending CP, but I'm just that's the confusion. It sounds indie film like you are. Indie film is absolutely not defending CP. That is not what's happening. Nobody here is defending it, but that's where the confusion is coming from, and that's the problem with these things like maps, because it's like, oh, what exactly are we talking about? Where instead of if we just say somebody was taking a picture of a little girl, like we all understand what that means. But then you use semantic obfuscation. And now, oh, no. It's a map. Dylan said, I wonder if they wrote an article ending on Trump derangement syndrome. Nope. It's round 2 coming on up. Yeah, you are ignorant, okay? You didn't know what they were going to say before they said it. Oh, no, they didn't know that. I was trying to make a joke there, and it didn't even work. Yeah, shout out to Florida. So I'm just saying there's a lot of sick people out there, but trying to interpret people's thoughts and punish them is a very slippery slope. I agree with you. There is no interpretation of a man who is alone looking at a picture on Instagram of a little girl and zooming in certain parts. There's no interpretation needed there. What is the? Give me any context. Any context. Oh, all right. So either of you, give me any context that fits Minority Report type shit. That has to do. What's the context where we were wrong in seeing a grown man zoom in on a child's vagina, where we're the ones who are wrong? Show me that context. That's what I thought. Anyway, COVID.
Think it's always been the flu? Do you think it's always been?
Well, wait. Nobody's saying about jailing people for looking at the public pictures. Who said jail? Who said jail? We said shame. Call those people out. That is a shameful behavior. I didn't say jail. Did any of you guys say jail? I don't think I said jail for looking at public pictures. This is the problem, guys. You go from one end to the other. First, it's perfectly fine. Then we have to jail people. Stick in the pocket. What are we talking about? We're talking about a grown man zooming in on Instagram at a little girl's vagina so that he can look at it. And what we're saying, the correct and appropriate response is to shame that man. How is that controversial? How are we having a debate? I'm moving on because I don't want to talk about that anymore. I thought it was important for you guys to know that was going on, but I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted that this is even a conversation. It is wrong. It is horrible. It is disgusting. End of story. If you want to say, well, maybe he was doing this, that's fine. You're the one with kids. You're the one with children. I'm not going to give that person the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on. COVID.
It's no longer the COVID. Mm-hmm. It's now just the flu. Do you think it's always been the flu? Do you think it's always been, but it took CDC 4 years to figure it out? Do you think there was some craziness going on? What do you think is going on here?
No, I do think originally that there at least was the unknown. So the original variant of whatever it was. Number one, that was worse than the following variants, and number two, we just didn't know. So I think the initial scare was semi-warranted, depending on how far we go with it. I think that was a good thing to do. But very quickly, we got more information, and things should have changed. Things should have changed. Oh yeah, no shit, Alpha. Yeah. So the Alpha strain that we didn't know. We just didn't know. And nobody could be faulted anywhere up down the chain for not knowing, except maybe Fauci. But other than that, once we were on to the Delta variant, because the Delta variant was second. Because I remember I was making fun of me and my dad were making fun of my siblings who were so scared to come to hang over at their house for whatever holiday during the Alpha. And then as soon as Fox News started talking about the Delta variant, then my dad's like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Hey, shout out to Pooh Cooter. Welcome to the party. Very good to see ya.
CDC 4 years to figure it out? Do you think there was some craziness going on? What do you think is going on here with CDC not telling us it's the flu?
You know, you got to realize when COVID first happened, people got very excited. And I'll tell you why, because they had talked about it for a long time. You know, like Bill Gates had.
Yeah, remember we just covered the Taylor and lives a TikTok, and she was wearing a mask last week. Bitch, what you doing?
On all these like simulations, simulated events, like they get really excited about it.
Stimulation,
Yeah, they go. What if we had a little sickness? You know, what if we had a little shutdown? What if we had a pandemic? They thought about it. And they considered all the things that they would do if there was a pandemic. This is something that they had prepared for. They were really into this, right?
So again, as we're going through this, he's like, yeah, obviously they were thinking this, they were collecting that, they want to do they, this is the narrative, this is the agenda. So why is he so confused when it comes to the pedos? It's the same exact playbook. Exactly the playbook that he's about to lay out for this next 23 minutes. That's exactly what they're doing with the pedo stuff as well.
If there was a pandemic, this is something that they had prepared for. They were really into this, right?
Virtue signaling. They want to show everybody out there that, hey, I'm one of the good ones. I'm one of the good ones. Arguably, the same reason anybody wears a MAGA hat. You know what it's going to do, except that there was supposed to be an actual purpose to the mask. So it's like one level stupider. Any of them said COVID was an authoritarian wet dream. Absolutely. There is no such what's the line? There is no such a power. Damn it, I'm gonna fuck it up. There's no such permanent power as a temporary government something. There we go. I don't know. You know what I mean?
If there was a pandemic, this is something that they had prepared for. They were really into this, right? This is something they would do. They would have these drills and program and all this stuff. They go, how would we respond to a pandemic? So I think what happened when COVID happened was, you know, basically they were like, let's try out all the stuff we thought we would try out. Let's lock everyone down. Let's transfer all this money to people that are rich already. Let's see what they do. Let's see what people will tolerate. Let's, you know, because I think that they were like, if not now, when?
This is the epitome of
if not now, when? This is the even if we had 7 different things to try and we can only find 5, we're never going to get to try this shit. And exactly what I'm saying. You have to be an expert before you have an opinion on anything. When you have an opinion, it's a conspiracy theory. When they have an opinion, it's considered newsworthy. Jails at my school said wearing a mask is showing intelligence and empathy. Projection. So see, what that means is that they have no intelligence or empathy, and they need some type of signal to show what that is, because they can't just feel it. So they need you to fall in line so that they understand these things. Berner said finding out federal income tax was supposed to be temporary and only for the very rich was depressing AF. Yeah. Doing your own research now automatically makes you a right-wing conspiracy job. Yep, nut job. Yep.
That's, you know, because I think that they were like, if not now, when?
This is the epitome of the yes
not
and.
Now, when?
Yes and. Let's keep going.
When. If you have prepared for this day and you've run all these simulations and you've discussed what you were going to do and it happens, you do it.
Yeah.
You know, Rahm Emanuel, who was Obama's chief of staff, said never let a good crisis go to waste. I mean, I'm sure we've all heard this and repeated it ad nauseum, but that's the way I think they looked at COVID. They were like, let's see what we can do here.
Yep.
You know?
And Tim, do you think, because, but mind you know this, the timing couldn't have been perfect to, you know, last year presidency.
There you go, any film. So there's nothing so permanent as a temporary government measure. That's what it was.
This thing comes out of Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
We own it. Fauci. Do you think, even though now, I mean, it's obvious, we knew as it was happening, Tim, but now, because of the news cycle is so fast, now, a couple years later, now you're like, okay, it was the flu. Masks didn't work. Fauci lied. The science was off. Now Americans are just like, dude, we're on to the net. We have to worry about Ukraine. Nobody gives a shit, even though now we know for a fact they lied the entire time. Meanwhile, Fauci, who was a mouthpiece, is protected by the Secret Service.
And somebody remind me of, because it's so much that I forget. Like when they finally came down and were like, okay, we need to hold Fauci accountable. Oh, they didn't do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. I was mixed up with people who didn't do shit. Yeah, we need to stop. Do you remember that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I might okay, fine. I live alone, but I'll buy a normal big size, big thing of paper toilet paper, like not the super mega size, but what, 18, 24 rolls somewhere in there. I mean, and I at least take a shit once a day. How long did you think that you would be? It just didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. Of all of the things, if you run out of toilet paper, you could still use like a cloth or water. That was, again, if that was not a red pilling moment, that these people are just following the blind, being led by the blind, or at least those who are pretending to be blind. Insane. What is that? So what is that in $30 Canada? So that's like 20. Yeah, insane. I mean, what is it? That's not crazy. What is usually for this big thing? It's usually around what, $15 or so. But yeah, it's like I was starting toilet paper before it was cool. There you go. There you go. So I'm not interested in somebody's thoughts. I'm interested in their actions. Fair enough. Virgil said, my ex-wife said she caught syphilis off a toilet seat. The doctor said you must have been chewing it. Good one. All right.
They lied the entire time. Meanwhile, Fauci, who was a mouthpiece, is protected by the Secret Service full-time, our tax dollars. He's retired and he's protected forever. It will never be held.
What I enjoy about COVID is that, of course, China's been held accountable for everything they've done. Everything that happened in the virology department of the...
Is he making the same joke that I just did?
Wuhan lab, it's all been rectified. They've given their conclusion.
No, apologized.
I know it looks like I watched it ahead. I swear I did it. No, I did, but I don't remember him saying it.
No, they haven't. No,
I think Adam's trying to be a comedian again.
Yeah, failing. I was funnier. Mom says, I really do hope it was the CIA just sending agents to the store to buy toilet paper to influence the masses. I don't want to believe humanity is that gullible and easily manipulated. Me neither. But every single day, it becomes more and more and more and more and more and more probable.
Being facetious.
Okay. Is that the word?
Gotcha.
Is that the word?
Is that what it is?
Yes,
And
stimulate.
Yeah.
Is the stimulation.
Well,
but I agree with what you're saying with the fact that nothing's happened there yet.
Nothing.
The question I'm asking is the following. Here's the question I'm asking. The jokes, let's have fun with that. But I'm asking a real question in this part. Do you think it's always been the same, or do you think it's no longer the same because our bodies are immune to it, so it can no longer fight us the way it did? Like, what do you think actually?
So, I'm gonna put that into a poll because that's an interesting question. So let's say what happened, because when we're talking about COVID, so did it get weaker? Or was it always weak? Let's just put it like that. So, or did it get, weak meaning the flu. So weak meaning like the flu. So did it get weaker or was it always like the flu? Let me know in the poll below. Burner Popcorn account said this show is so much better than Timcast IRL. I will take that. Let's get a screenshot of that. Hold on. Actually, I am going to take a screenshot of that. There we go. I love that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Oh man, pumping my ego a little bit. All right, let's dive back in here.
To it, so it can no longer fight us the way it did. Like, what do you think actually?
So, I mean, I'm not.
You know what I'm asking,
I'm not a
right?
doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure that the original.
Hey, shout out to Bryson Akana. Welcome to the party. Said it got weaker as flus do. I think so. Well, but 62% of you are saying it was always weak. So if you disagree, make sure you hit that poll. Bryce, welcome to the party.
I mean, I'm not.
You know what I'm asking,
I'm not a
right?
doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure that the original COVID variant was worse, right? It weakens over time. How much worse? I don't know. I think that really all depends on like what were the numbers of COVID deaths that were purely from COVID,
which we'll never know because they obfuscated that BS with died with COVID and from COVID, and then they mixed up those numbers.
What were the numbers that were from another maybe disease, fatal disease plus COVID? I don't know. I've heard lots of different people offer testimony, people I respect, that go, no, it was much more serious early on. And it probably, I imagine it was. How serious was it? Was the right way to go about it to shut everything down and have these rolling shutdowns for 2 years? And
no, obviously not. So Qualtech said a smart virus will tend toward becoming more virulent and less deadly to be able to continue to propagate itself. Doctors and scientists have been saying that from the beginning. And so that's why I disagree with you guys. I'm with the 38%. I say that it got weaker. And we definitely saw that the people who did get COVID over time, it was less and less and less and less and less, whether they were vaxxed or not. This is how viruses work. Shout out to Ian Hartman. Welcome to the party. So only super fat people, super old people, and super sick people died from COVID. Not only, but absolutely the overwhelming majority, which is what the lefties love to ignore. That you have to save other people, and you have to do this, and you have to do that for other people. It's like, if you're already in that group, why don't you do it for your damn self? Welcome to the party, Ian. And Phil said, here's a question. Did COVID actually kill more people than the mRNA therapeutics? Just off the top of my head, I'm going to say yes. I think that I'm going to say yes. That there was definitely more deaths. That doesn't mean that, or rather, because of the fact that the overwhelming majority of those people were in one of these groups, then I think that's worth talking about. So the fact that most of the people, or let's say a majority of the people who got vaccine injured probably didn't need the vaccine in the first place. So that's the issue. It's not that the people who were at risk could have used the vaccine to lower their risk. That is true. That did happen. The problem is that the severity of the virus itself was way, they way overhyped it, and the power of the vaccine was also way overhyped. Virus can't continue on killing if it kills everyone or it comes in contact with. Yep. Culture hot, B-Hop's got it. It's funny how they can track our every search and trends, yet can't add up who died. How gullible do they think we are? Well, I mean, it's not that they can't. It's that, again, they purposely obfuscated the numbers. They did it in such a way that say, hey, we don't want people to be able to track this stuff. So we're going to do it in such a way where we can mush up the numbers so that we have the numbers, but they don't fucking mean anything. They don't fucking mean anything. Ian is indeed right. We all probably got it to some extent. Yep. Does have stem cells in it. Indeed. Context said, I think cause of death to RNA will eventually outpace the deaths from COVID. Maybe, but that only, if that's the case, and what I would expect is that because of the long enough timeline, there's people still, for whatever reason, getting boosters, and I don't really think there's any more people dying from COVID. Ernest said, using those respirators and treating patients with remdesivir, is that what it? Especially seem to factor in with these deaths. Yep. Oh yeah. And so all of this stuff, guys, all of this stuff, they told us that it worked. All of this stuff, they told us that we were horrible people if we didn't listen to them. And now they're just saying that they were wrong the whole time without saying, oops, you guys were actually right. Shout out to Club Pure Blood. Put a goal emoji in the chat if you are a pure blood. Dilly to the pure bloods.
was the right way to go about it, to shut everything down and have these rolling shutdowns for 2 years and, make people overall probably less healthy and shut down national parks and shut down, gyms and but leave liquor stores open, like, right, the famous thing, you shut down churches, but you can go out and get drunk.
Priorities. We got to keep our priorities
right.
straight. Yeah.
That, in hindsight, seems silly.
Yeah.
And not the way to have handled it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you whether it was more serious or not, but the response to it.
Actually, Tim, you, despite not being a doctor, despite what they tell you, you have eyes and you know what a normal, healthy person is like, especially if you already know that person. So despite not being a doctor, if you know how a person acts on an average day, and then they get sick and they act way less than that, shout out to Michael over on IG. And then they go back to normal. And then they get sick again, and they're not as sick. You don't need to be a doctor to notice that. You don't need to be a doctor to notice that. Absolutely, Bryson. Fear was absolutely a factor.
Bingo.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you whether it was more serious or not, but the response to it now, in hindsight, seems absurd.
From a federal response. Because if you look at it from a federal response, obviously Trump started with the Operation Warp Speed and then Biden carried it on in his legacy. But, some heroes were formed during COVID. And that's the beauty of what's going on in America, is you have 50 states to choose from.
Shout out to Ted Hunky. Welcome to the party. Said he rushed Operation Warp Speed and ended up with a broken product. See, I mean, I'm a pure buzz. I don't even know, but I don't even know if that's true, because it was never supposed to be something perfect, right? I think the idea of using this mRNA technology was that, again, despite what they told us, it wasn't supposed to be perfect. It was just kind of supposed to be a speed bump. They just lied about that. So if you say that something is going to let's talk about a bulletproof vest, right? Let's say you buy a bulletproof vest and it says, oh, it'll stop a 50 cal. And then it doesn't. It's not a broken product. It's just sold as something it doesn't do. Like, yeah, if you get a shot with, I don't know guns, but you get a shot with a 22, it's going to stop that shit. You barely even feel it. It still worked. It just was advertised incorrectly. And we knew it. They convinced everybody that we were conspiracy theorists. Burner said Drea De Matteo, never heard, was on Adam Carolla's show and said she ended up on a text chain with Tucker Carlson, connected with Charlie Kirk, and took her daughter to a Turning Point event. Nice. Shout out to TPUSA.
Those were formed during COVID. And that's the beauty of what's going on in America, is you have 50 states to choose from. So, I was in Florida or Texas during COVID, and you would sort of not even notice it was that big of a deal.
Well, it depends where you work.
Exactly. Right? But if you're in California, or if you're in New York, God forbid you're one of those nursing homes
really
with Cuomo.
So in Beverly Hills, we had no vax mandate. We had no mask mandate.
Of course. In Beverly Hills, there was no mask mandate. Right in the, I don't know the geography of where Beverly Hills is in California, but let's just call it right in the heart of Woketopia. No mask mandate. Of course. Soul said vaccines take a decade or more for proper testing. Anything less is rushed. Seeing the controversy over mRNA process, though, I think the product will always be broken. So again, depends on what we mean by broken. But fair enough. See, that was another one that I missed. Never seen The Sopranos. Never seen it. Virgil said he's not. Are you 99? I don't think you're 99. I took lemon juice and honey and never got it. All right, that's the cure. Bryson said, how is it possible that a vaccine was brought to the public effective faster ever than for a novel flu? It doesn't make any sense. Well, one, because they already knew what it could do. So it's not like the first day we heard about COVID is the first day they heard about COVID. They've been working on COVID. So when they're working on this stuff, that's where you hear about gain of function research. That they take this stuff and they take the SARS virus and they make it more infectious and more deadly, so that they can come up with the solution. So that way they have the problem and the cure. The idea is that in case it accidentally gets worse or gets out, that we have something ready. But seems like that's not exactly how they're doing it. It's only a funny sketch about campaigning for Bernie Sanders in Beverly Hills. Ooh, I'm wondering how that went. I'm trying to remember if vax mandates started before or after Biden got into office. If after, then Biden would be more to blame for the injuries than Trump. I'm pretty sure it was after, because I don't think the vax came out until the winter. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember exactly, but if somebody wants to get a date, that would be ideal. So the solo episode is a pandemic through and through. They didn't even try to hide it anymore. Just half the population isn't paying attention. Bingo. Yeah. Why else would they hide the test results, the test that they did do, until 2076? Make that make sense. Give me any good reason for that. Thank you, CUS. So yeah, December 14th. So that was technically under Trump, but again, at the time, the project of warp speed, I think, was it was a good thing. We didn't know. As far as I understand, we didn't know any better. So I don't think we can blame Trump for trying to do warp speed. We absolutely can blame Trump for not firing Fauci. We can absolutely blame Trump for continuing to talk about the vaccine and all that stuff, and being too in his head about, well, it's my vaccine and I did this and all that and that and that. Yeah. So Michael over on Instagram says, anyone remember that? Let me see if I can. Oh no, they don't let you copy and paste, right? Oh, yep, I got it. Hold on, let's see. Oh, copy. Oh. So Michael says, did anyone remember back in 2018, everyone was freaking out about getting hepatitis A from restaurants? There was there were campaigns on sides of buses, etc. Help get the Hep A vax now. Now you don't hear about it. Well, is that because everybody got the vaccine and and hepatitis isn't a thing anymore? Or are they bullshitting? Because it's one or the other. It's one or the other. Bryson said July of 2019, Green Spring Retirement Community, a mysterious respiratory illness outbreak. And that's before Wuhan. Yep. So you never really know.
Beverly Hills. So in Beverly Hills, we had no vax mandate. We had no mask mandate.
Morty in the building.
And, we didn't, because it's a lot of
the rich get richer.
Well, it's a lot of Iranians, people like that. And they don't fall for like bullshit as easily. So it was a lot of like Persian people and stuff like that. Beverly Hills kind of does its own thing. I wasn't aware of how draconian a lot of the measures were. I had friends calling me going, I can't get in. They're doing temperature checks and this and that. Like, it's weird. Like, I have to have a vax card. I have to have my thing on my phone. For us, it was not. It was very kind of localized. Like, Beverly Hills didn't have a lot of the.
It was just everywhere else in California.
A lot of
except for French Laundry, that
a lot of other places. Except
French Laundry was open for Gavin Newsom and all of his friends. No mask, no vax needed.
It certainly was. There were things in Beverly Hills were annoying too, but like it was less annoying than the city of LA, for example. Just like California's passed a mansion tax where you have to give 5% or 4% of your house if it sells for over $5 million, or 5% if it sells for over $10 million, and this has to go right to the government so that they can fight homelessness with this money.
That doesn't sound
like wait. So if you okay, let's see what this says.
Distribution of wealth at all.
It's never been defined how they're going to do it.
So Los Angeles voters famously passed the mansion tax by ballot initiative in 2022. The measure increased transaction taxes on transfers of real estate in LA from 0.56% of the price to 6%. That is insane. What? I mean, they obviously need to solve the homeless problem, but clearly throwing money at it is always the right solution, right?
But you know who's exempt from it? You're gonna laugh.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Okay. Manhattan Beach, like any incorporated city that isn't. So city of LA, city of Los Angeles, ULA is you have to pay if you sell your home. Other places like Beverly Hills or Malibu, you don't. So it is weirdly localized.
And you know, you'd hear the lefties be like, well, they don't need it. And this again comes from the lack of principles. You're right. Those people probably don't need it. How is that relevant? I don't need a phone. Well, maybe I do. I don't need this particular phone. I don't need a vape. I surely don't need a Stream Deck. But that doesn't mean that it's okay for the government to just come into my home and give it to somebody else. And you don't think that either. You don't think that either, lefties. You just go along with it because you think you're supposed to.
But overall, you know, California and New York had bad leadership, I think, during COVID.
Think?
They had bad leadership during riots. They had bad leadership. And a lot of people fled those states and, you know, they're relocated.
I think. Are you planning on staying?
I move around so much as a comedian that I'm not, you know, ever quite, you know, I go with my accountant at the end of the year and basically figure out where I've been. He goes, well, you've been here, you've been there.
What's the public toothbrush?
I have friends and family in New York, so I'll never be able to, I'm not going to abandon New York. I'll spend time there. And you know, I'm in the business of comedy, so I like LA. I have great friends in Austin. I go there a lot too. So I don't know, long term, I'll probably end up in Florida. Long term, because I love Florida.
Oh, you're welcome here.
It's crazy how just a few years ago, moving to Florida meant that you were 65 years old and you were going somewhere to die. And now it's all about Miami and partying and the free state of Florida, all that shit. What you mean free stand up is dead? I was going to say free speech. We got Tim Dillon on PBD right now. We had Shane Gillis just host the show he was canceled from. I'm going to have to disagree. Michael says, oh my God, this thing's so annoying. Michael says, St. Pete, Florida here. Shout out from Florida. So the Soul said Florida for the win. It isn't God's waiting room anymore. Nope. It's Party Central. It's Patriot Central.
No, long term, I'll probably end up in Florida. Long term, because I love Florida.
Well, you're welcome here anytime. Palm Beach is accepting applications. Can I get your opinion on the COVID thing? Because you've been very outspoken about this. I think one of the things, because you said when you were in the Army, you were getting jabs, boom, 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 boom.
That makes sense. That's a lot more expensive. That's why I'm thinking Southwest, baby. Southwest.
Mandates. That's one of the biggest things. You know, you said openly on the podcast, your father got the vax, and so did Melva, I believe. But that's not something that you stood for. I think it was the mandates and the painting with broad strokes, where if you're old and you're unhealthy and you have comorbidities, go get the jab. But then you see the slippery slope of like, now we need elementary school kids getting the jab. It's like, now you need to go get your 12th booster. Thanks, guy. So where do you?
I still disagree. I mean, there might be a culture of wokeness kind of tamping down on it, but I just think there's so many young comics who are pushing through, and you know, I think you know, it goes through waves and becomes more and less popular, and I just think it's in a lull. But to each their own. Florida is indeed Freedom Central.
You draw the line on this. What's your take on this whole? Because I remember when our other friend over here got very sick because of COVID. I saw you lost 20 pounds from it because it wasn't the flu, but the mandates. I still can't smell. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
But where do you stand?
Oh shit! Hold on. He said, "Okay, that's an important one." Did anybody here lose their smell from COVID? Because that's something I forgot about. Because there's people with long COVID who still don't have a sense of taste or smell. That I don't know if that's like no big deal. That would be a big deal to me. I don't know why he's saying like it's good. Like isn't that going to take all of the taste out of all food? Maybe that makes it easier to eat healthy. I don't know. Where are we here? So what do you think of the idea of having to be a net taxpayer in order to vote? With certain exceptions like senior citizens, a net taxpayer to vote. I'm not sure. I haven't heard this. What do you mean by net taxpayer? I haven't heard that phrase before. Anyone said companies that make a therapeutic and want to make money will get the politicians to push it upon everybody, even those that don't need it. And said, Florida isn't as free as you'd like to think. Look up SB 269. Whatever it is, it's freer than a lot of the rest of the country. He He's a good one. Good one. Good one. It said COVID never lost, and I think long COVID to the vaccines. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. So maybe the specific symptom of losing your smell and taste and that continuing comes from a mixture of having the vaccine and COVID. I don't know. It sounds making a little bit of sense to me. So he said, it feels like if we could more frequently sue the government for its illegal laws, then the system would be more self-balancing, i.e. less immunity and sovereignty. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot to be said about we need our politicians to be able to politic. Like, unfortunately, there needs to be some wiggle room. There's just way too much. Way too much. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Sometimes didn't lose smell. The wife lost taste for about 2 weeks. I feel like there had to be some kind of deficiency that caused that. Yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about that. Like, just in general, like how many people are being affected with that? Is that a super uncommon thing, or is it like, you know, all over the place?
I mean, I still can't smell. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
But where do you stand on this?
No, listen, my question is, I'm coming from a place of curiosity. I know you're like RFK. Yeah. We've had RFK on multiple times. We talked about a lot of different things. He is more paranoid on the way vaccines were used during COVID. And a lot of parents are concerned about that. I'll tell you a couple things on what I think happened with this, because go to the next one, right? I mean, if Bill Gates really wanted to sell people on his, let's just say he's got a depopulation, or there's people that believe that he does.
He says openly says.
Yeah, a lot of people say the concern is there's too many people. And by the way, other people we've had on the podcast have said this, right? Openly, that they think there's too many people. If that's the case, I mean, you can go use scripture and say the Bible says a third of, people will die, and there's going to be such a famine that's going to show up that a third of people could die. So Bill Gates could be a preacher and try to spin that and get people to start kind of thinking about that. But
okay,
for me, I think a lot was revealed. They tried to accelerate the process of control very quickly. The last 4 years, you saw that with what some of the things World Economic Forum was doing. And I'm convinced the right people are not going to let that happen. It's just not going to happen. They're going to try to do it as much as possible. The only thing that we have to be careful with is the following.
So before he goes that, and if I'm saying we need to all agree that the mRNA therapeutic for COVID was not a definitional vacuum. What is a definitional vacuum? That sounds like something Oh, definitional? I still don't know what you mean. What do you mean, definitional vaccine? Whereas if Florida needs to fix the insurance crisis, all types of insurance are now astronomically expensive. That's going to happen with a lot of movement. Ian says, as much as I don't like sticks, I have to at least give him credit for mentioning it, as you'll never hear Tim Pool or PBD mentioning it. What are we mentioning? Oh, SB 269. What is it? Let me know. I don't know. If laws were
What?
Is this thing goes away, people are no longer that curious to know if China was behind COVID. Why?
Let's back that up. But Guamtech said, I want to say claims of loss in smell and taste only came from people who were already pretty unhealthy to begin with. No healthy person I know ever had a problem with it for more than a month. So whether it's the combination of COVID and the vaccine, or COVID and being an unhealthy piece of shit, then is this the? Are you talking about the "Don't Say Gay" bill? Is that what you're referring to? I hate that you made me do this. Oh God! This is the parental rights and parental rights and nope, not that one. Right? You said SB 269. Public news purpose. Let's Bill text. Jesus fucking Christ. right, well, let's just see what this says. Public nuisance prohibits persons from distributing onto private property any material for purpose intimidating, threatening owner, resident, or invitee. Prohibits person from willing and potentially harassing, threatening, or intimidating another person based on the person's wearing or display of any indica relating to any religious or ethnic heritage. Requires violations to report it as hate crimes. Prohibits the display or projection of images onto a building, structure, or property without permission. Prohibits a person who willfully enters a campus of the state of Florida, college system, institution for people of threatening or intimidating another person. I mean, I would. This is super vague. I would need to know, like, just saying it's anti-free speech doesn't tell me anything. What are the people getting arrested for? What did they do? What was the like? We don't have just like unfettered free speech anyway. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater if it's not on fire. So you're not telling me anything.
With us, the following is this thing goes away. People are no longer that curious to know if China was behind COVID. Why? Because it's yesterday's headache.
Yep.
And we've moved on, right? So it's kind of like you know the line that Hillary Clinton uses. Like when I talked to Anthony Weiner, what does she say? What's the big deal? What's the? You ever seen one?
So that's what I'm asking you.
She said that
The past is in the past.
The past is in the past, and she's like,
What difference
does it make?
Yeah.
Right? What difference does?
Hey, shout out to Amanda Kemp over on Facebook. Very, very glad to see you. Say hello.
Does it make now? But they are banking on majority of the people saying, what difference does it make? And I don't think that's the right thing. By the way, if Trump does get elected and none of those findings come out, then guess what? You didn't fulfill your campaign commitments.
100%.
If you
Hey, shout out to Indie Film with another $5 super chat saying, fire, Indy. Thank you so much. And of course, that makes you the new co-sponsor of the stream with our girl Soil to Soul. Thank you so much. Hi, Amanda. Welcome to the party. I know you've been lurking in the background. So glad to see you in the chat. Hey, and we also got Unwanted Foe. Better late than never. So glad to see you guys. Welcome. Bryson said, I'm old, fat, smoke, and I'm ugly. All right. I survived the mildest flu I remember I've ever had. New Year's Eve 2021. I assumed it was the Omicron variant and all the systems except for the sore throat. We're pretty now. There you go. All right. Good job. All right. Well, shout out again to Indie Film. Let me get this banner and we'll dive right back in. Thank you so much.
By the way, if Trump does get elected and none of those findings come out, then guess what? You didn't fulfill your campaign commitments.
100%.
If you're going to go out there and saying these people are going to be held accountable, well, you better pull it off because that's a lot of what America wants to know. Because if it doesn't happen, next time around, COVID comes around. If we make the same mistakes again, it's people's fault. It's the leaders' fault.
Are they still selling the boosters and stuff?
Oh yeah.
That I like.
All right. Who knows? Who like? I want to know the most recent that somebody you personally know has gotten a booster. I don't know. I don't know if my parents are getting boosters anymore. I mean, they're in their 70s, so even if they were, like, that would be semi-reasonable. But do any of you know anybody who is come on. Oh, there you go. My little co-host Morty says thank you guys again for the treats. Berna says I need to go on Fresh and Fit after hours. Hey, if they invite me, I'm there. I am there. Because it's obvious that it came out of the lab in Wuhan. The left stopped denying it. Yeah, that's what we were saying before. Is first say that it's not happening. Then, when you can't do that anymore, say no. Actually, it is happening, but you're a bigot for saying that it's not happening. Welcome to the party, brother. Ian said it's a you can't be critical of Israel bill, but they only enforce it if you're right wing. If that's what it is, then that's pretty stupid. Santos actually signed the bill in Israel. That's gay. I am not moving to Florida. I will definitely visit Florida, but I am not moving to Florida. It is way too humid in Florida. This hair This hair does not do well in humidity, and neither do I. I hate the cold, and I enjoy the warmth and the heat, but it's not fun when it's like, especially everywhere in Florida, they turn the AC up so high. So it's like 90 degrees with 70% humidity outside. And then you go into a store or somebody's house and it's like 30 degrees. It's like, come on. Can we just balance this out, please? Any film said, I hope Trump will expose all of this, but I'm only 30% sure he will be able to do that. And I agree with you in a broad sense that, again, guys, Trump is not going to be some savior. Trump is just a holding pattern. Trump is just going to be there to make sure, like, oh, all right, we know what we had before. We're gonna have him again with a little bit of a little bit more knowledge this time. But we need to figure out what the fuck is the right wing. What the fuck is the right wing? Because right now, it's nothing. It's nothing. 2 days for you too, yeah. See, and sounds like and I don't know what you look like, but self-described. So maybe it really is the vax. So he said, I just had a full body migraine, an attempt that got as high as 106. Yowza. Wonderful said, not sure if my grandma got the most recent. She's 96 and doesn't give a damn about much anymore. Shout out to Unwanted Foe's grandma. That's the way I want to go out. Once I reach a certain age, I'm like, yo, I'm already on borrowed time. Let's do drugs. Let's get fucked up. I mean, hey, why not? Why not? Let's see what else said. I assumed everyone is a zombie with embalmer clots, and I don't speak to anyone. Fair enough. Most recent booster taker was one of my clients about a month ago. She had the nerve to ask me if I got it. And did you? True. But to get a little bit dark, Morty's probably going to be dead by then. He's already 14 years old, and I don't have a lot of money, so I don't know, but, you know. Burns says 60. Oh, the inside the house. Well, it depends. Are you like, do you got fans going, or do you set the AC in the summer to 76? Because that's different. If it's 76 degrees with fans on, that's one thing. But if you put it on the AC, it's gotta go at least to at the highest 74. Otherwise, what are we doing? Shout out to Vivek. A decent number of people seem to be popping in and checking it out. Shout out if you did see the walkaway video, and if you did come here from the walkaway campaign, welcome. I very much appreciate you being here. Good call, Burner.
They still selling the boosters and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That I like. I like that. As just somebody as a fan of Mark. Let's be honest. As a fan of Mark, now this thing hasn't really worked in the way that anyone thought it was going to work. And they're still out there, and they go, we've got a new one. And I love it. And by the way, the terms and the COVID and the things they call COVID are confusing. And the new strains are all the time popping up.
Are you up to date with all the boosters? Are you on the 7th one?
Yeah, so Ted's saying, I want to see what Trump would do in a COVID scenario compared to what we got from Joe. And I think that's fair, because even though he obviously was the president when it started, by the time it was reasonable for us to understand what was going on, Joe was already in there. So I definitely think that's fair. I would want to see that too. No fans. AC to 78. So I mean that's warm. That's warm. But I like right now I've got mine set to, or mine doesn't count because I live in a loft setting. So like I got my main floor and the kitchen's over there, and there's no ceiling over here, and my bedroom's right there. So all the hot air goes upstairs. So when I come down here, I have to turn the air up. But even so, I have it at 69 with the fan on. So damn. But I run cold as hell. And still I'm not at 78. Damn.
The new strains are all the time popping up.
Are you up to date with all the boosters? Are you on the 7th one or the 8th?
All right. This might be racist, and I'm sorry, but are you black? I've just noticed that of my friends who are black, they tend to like their rooms and homes warmer than people of other races. Just from my anecdotal experience, that's what I've noticed. So I'm just curious. And you don't even have to share. I'm just curious. Shout out to M169. Welcome to the party. So when Warp Speed was put into action, I remember Trump talking to his team, and he said it should be voluntary, no mandates. Yep. Okay, so he is white, and you're another minority. All right, so exceptions to everything. Exceptions to everything. Hey, I just asked. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Racism can be fun. I don't think it was racism, but racism indeed can be fun.
Trains are all the time popping up.
Are you up to date with all the boosters? Are you on the 7th one or the 8th one?
I got the first 2 shots because I was touring as a comedian. You can't do it if
mandates.
Got to get into the UK.
Is that the whole space? You couldn't do it if you weren't.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't go to Canada.
You couldn't go to Canada. You couldn't go to UK. You couldn't do New York City.
How about in the States?
The
New
big
York
places couldn't do it.
L.A.
LA people, comedians well known that we both know were like Vinny.
Well,
so Burner says I look like Lester. That's a terrible picture. What? I mean, my hair is way better than that. I'll give him that. This is probably an old picture, but it works. I'll take it. Shout out to Gidiox. Welcome to the party. Good to see you. Chill, Guam. Go get your 145th booster.
You have a fake card, a vaccine card that I could get.
Even venues in red states, if they were, a lot of them would still require you to have the thing. So I got the first 2, but I never got any boosters. But I know people with the boosters, and the boosters, to me, the ultimate comedy is that it didn't really work, and it didn't do the thing that they said it was going to do. The only thing now they go, well, you would have been dead. That's like the last thing that, in the beginning, they're like, you won't get it. Then they're like, well, you will get it. You won't get sick.
So what will remember when we were talking about the maps, AKA the PDF files, he's like, oh, I thought that was just an online thing. But listen to what he's about to walk through with all the COVID stuff, and tell me that it's not exactly the same thing that's happening with maps. Minor attracted person.
That's like the last thing that, in the beginning, they're like, you won't get it. Then they're like, well, you will get it. You won't get sick. Then they go, no, you'll get it and get sick, but you won't get that sick. And then they go, no, you'll get it. You'll get sick, and it'll probably be really bad, but you won't die. That was the last.
So, we want to express ourselves, and we just want to do this and that and that and that. Well, we just want to show these kids that it's okay to be different. Then it's, we need to make sure these kids are know how to do this themselves. Then it's, if they're going to be doing it, we want to make sure they're doing it with somebody who's same exact playbook. They want to fuck your children. They want to have sex with your children. If that does not worry you, I don't think we can be friends. If that doesn't worry you, I don't think we can be friends. I was like, glad I got some tea to sip while watching this racism. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Muskie9 said, I've been vaccine safety 13 years. I know from previous research, the COVID vax wasn't going to work because when tried in the past, it made test subjects more likely to get the virus. And like I've said, anecdotally, most people I know who've gotten the jab have gotten COVID at least twice. Most people I know who have never gotten COVID are unvaccinated. That is absolutely anecdotal, but that is my experience. Good line. Yeah, good line to stand on. But, maybe they should have told us that that's what the line was to begin with, instead of lying about what the line was and saying you can't get it. If they told us, well, look, hey, this is the best we got. It's we got to work together. But this is the best we got. If you get it, you won't die. Then we're not word up. Shout out to Liberty Twitcher. Welcome to the party. Jab 3 times, had COVID twice. I told you. I don't know what it is. Not every single person I know who hasn't been jabbed hasn't gotten it, but all the people who I know personally who have never gotten it, either I know them personally, I know of them. They are all unvaccinated with the COVID vax. Was this from something else? That doesn't concern. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, if that doesn't concern you, do not interact, please. Or actually, no. If I do want you to interact. We're not going to be friends, but I definitely need you to hear my message. If you think it's okay that people want to fuck your children, then you definitely need to be watching this. Poon Cooter. So we are definitely in the alt Biff timeline from the alternate Biff timeline from Back to the Future too. Good. What dichotomy? What am I missing here? What dichotomy are we rejecting? I'm not seeing any of the comments from you. Oh, are you man on the right or on the left or something else? So I used to be on the left. I lean a little bit more to the right. When I took the political compass test, when it goes left to right, I was 1 unit to the right, and I was like 6 or 7 units to libertarian. So that's mostly I have values that I want other people to live by. I don't think they should be legislated unless they actually hurt people. I would rather have a society that creates, social norms that people just do the right thing without having to be told. Understandably, that's not super realistic, but the closest to that we can get, that's what I want. Just leave people alone. Whatever you want to do that makes yourself happy, that doesn't hurt other people, is fine with me to an extent. Burner says, Dr. Drew had on a guest the other day who claims she's paralyzed after getting the booster. Not surprised. But again, I will, just because something happens, everything has side effects. Just to be fair, everything has side effects. So just because one person, I'm not saying it's only one person, but just because one person has an experience like this doesn't mean, like anything broader. But it's definitely happening. It is happening. Yeah, Bryson, interact, but stay the fuck away from me. Absolutely. There you go. Context, I'm a man of kindly don't fucking label me. Fair enough, but I do think it is, I would love to talk to Sitch and Adam. If you have any way that can happen, please send me an email. IndianJesusOfficial@gmail.com. If you have any connection, I would absolutely love to speak to them. But I get what you're saying, Gontek, but especially for like Jediax, am I saying that right? It's coming in, it's trying to get the vibe for like, what am I talking about? And as somebody who, like you, is a little bit of a fence sitter, I do think it's useful to have these general labels. Just be like, okay, I'm not going to hold you to this label, but just to get a flavor of like, where are you coming from? I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
No, you'll get it, you'll get sick, and it'll probably be really bad, but you won't die. That was the last thing I had left. So the fact that they're still selling it 3 years later, that Pfizer's still going, let's do it. Let's bring it to market. To me, I think that's hilarious. And can you imagine, like,
Alex Stein 99, let's go. I will happily be on Alex Stein's show. Again, if any of you have these connections, please let me know.
People walking in and still wanting this, going in and going, can I get a booster? And then people at like Walmart or wherever the hell they're getting these things, the pharmacy at CVS are like going, what? They go, no, I want a COVID booster in 2024.
Well, it's hot.
So that's a great question. How can we make it happen? Guys, there's no magic. It has to do with channel growth. It has to do with engagement. When you see videos, watch the video, like the video, comment on the video, tag the people that you want to see in the comments on the video. These are the things that there's no magic. There's no magic. We just got to, I promise, as much as I can, every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be here. Unless I'm sick or, have some emergency, I will be here. How do y'all make it happen? Just show up. Be part of the show. Hit the like button. Share it all over the place. Let them see the name, the Indian Jesus, so that when it comes to the first time that they actually see a video, or they first hear somebody say, have you ever talked to the Indian Jesus? They're like, oh, I've seen that name around. That's how we make it happen. Thank you for asking.
They go, no, I want a COVID booster in 2024.
Well, it's hot 90-year-olds in Palm Beach. They got to stay fit. They got to stay firm. They got to stay friendly.
Well, if you guys think about it, though, I mean, when you have Travis Kelce, who's dating one of the most popular non-singing females on the planet, doing commercials.
What does that mean? How, in what way is Taylor Swift a non-singing female?
Going, hey, jab yourself. That keeps that wheel going. But going back to the overpopulation thing, where it's not like
I'll give that one. Dilly, that one. Good one, Virgil.
hiding it. When Bill Gates goes, yeah, there's too many of us. Do you guys remember Prince Philip, that really attractive looking guy? Rob, I sent you the photo of him. Prince Philip, who died at 99 years old. In 2009, he said this about when he dies. He goes, in the event that he dies and I'm reincarnated, I would like to return as a deadly virus to contribute something to solving overpopulation.
Well,
a big shout out to Mike Harlow. Any of you who came, found me through Mike Harlow, let him know that I am so grateful for everything. Him being on the show, him hooking up with Walk Away. Awesome. Berner said, one good stepping stone would try to go on Christy Mayer's show. She's friends with Alex and Mike. There you go. So it's up to you guys. If I'm some dude with 2,000 subscribers, like, hey, can I be on your show? I'm like, no, who the fuck are you? But when a bunch of people are like, hey, you should have the Indian Jews, you should have the Indian Jews, you should have the Indian Jews. And I'm like, all right, let me see. Oh, okay. That's how it happens. I'm not in a position to ask these people for anything. You guys are. Punker said, my buddy Rob Noir told you about is going to be on the Culture War podcast this month. I told him about you and he said, reach out. Maybe he can put in a good word for you. There we go. I did reach out to him when you first said something, but I'll make a note and hit him up again. Always networking, we got to get this message out there, guys. We got to do it. I think Indie Film said, I think politically Taylor Swift is a non-entity, but I could be wrong. So right now she is a non-entity. What the I don't know. Don't ask me who. What they are trying to do is create put a lot of focus on the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift thing and make it seem like that's something political, so that all the MAGA people are like, oh, Taylor Swift, blah, blah, blah. So then the non-voting people who are fans of Taylor Swift are like, wait, what? There's some people attacking us. We got to go vote against them. That's the idea. And as long as you don't take the bait, that will continue. But if you do, that will change. That will change. Absolutely, she can sing. What are you talking about? She is a singer. Yeah, better than me too. Having a couple of yep. And again, if I had any control over that, I would love that. But no control over that. Yeah, don't rile up the Swifties. That is a plan for failure.
Would like to return as a deadly virus to contribute something to solving overpopulation.
Well, hell yeah. Shout out to Timcast Music. They just put out a new video. What is it? Eyes something or another? It's a really cool video. I mean, they're not like, but their whole thing is about creating culture. So like you can't just sit and complain about the news all the time. You have to do other stuff. They're creating music. They're creating the coffee shop. They're creating the skate park. They're doing things so that the left doesn't control everything in society, except the shows that are saying, hey, they control everything in society.
I think he died as a deadly virus. Take a look at the photo
Go to
right
the photo
there.
of him, Rob. Go to the photo. Look at.
I mean, he did.
Wow.
These are the people.
Well,
Prince Philip, you've done it.
That's what they did in Indiana Jones in the last Crusade.
That's an absolute, Rob. It's a quote.
Verify that quote.
Verify.
Right, and they're not going to unless you give them a reason to. They're already not going to vote.
The quote that he said that, and it's a quote from him, Business Insider.
I like when it's like Illuminati gloves off. You know what I mean?
At least they're not hiding it.
When they're at the end,
they got integrity.
They're like, let me just come out and say.
He's on his deathbed. These are his last words. He's not holding any punches back. This is what he believes.
He's 99, and I've said this before, Tim.
The first one was my favorite. The one where I forget what it's called, but it was the cartoon, and it's like tear down the structure, the statue, and it's just doing like the fourth turn thing. That's my favorite one.
I want to know what your take is. Like, if you think about
Can you find a quote, Rob?
Yeah, Rob, it's in there.
Yeah, let's fact check.
Reliable, but usually Snopes is against this. It says it's true.
Oh shit!
For that guy of that
great
guy,
work, Rob.
Oh shit!
For him to say, in the event that I come back,
So Prince Philip said that he would like to be reincarnated as a deadly virus as a form of revenge against human overpopulation.
What? Haram!
Guess he got his wish. Bryson said, Tom McDonald, great guy, great message, horrible hooks, sing along hooks. Fair enough. Not into the end. Yep, that's fair too. I mean, they're not like great music. The point is to just have stuff out there and show that you don't have to be part of the machine. So that if you are a musician and you see Tim Pool, who, yeah, obviously he has the pull, but if he can do it, then we can do it too. That's the idea. The idea is to not just follow in the footsteps of the establishment. So the soul said Ben Shapiro is the only person that raps slower than he talks. That is true. That is very, very true. I remember the Bush. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Funniest part of Ben Shapiro rapping is that it's literally him just talking how he does, but in rhyme and a little bit slower.
I want to kill as many of you effers as possible. So by the way, this is the elite mindset. And going back to Tim, if COVID, because like you nailed it, bro. They warned us. Yeah. They had all these, they had exercises. All
right, so they're just kind of going around in circles on the COVID stuff. I want to move on to, they're talking about when do they think, or if they think, Biden is actually going to be able to run. Is he going to make it? Are they going to replace him? What are they going to do? That is what we were talking about here. Before we dive into that, Ben said his kids love the rap song. Go around the house saying, I asked myself, what would Ben do? There you go. Come on, Bryson. I can't put that shit up.
I don't know if it was the year.
I watched a guy today who was speaking at CPAC, a clip today, that said the next 10 months are going to be the wildest 10 months you're going to see.
So whoever it was that was asking about some black swan event, I think we are definitely in for a decent amount.
Okay, with games, manipulation, stuff that they haven't even launched yet. Shit. That's going to be happening. Right. Will happen, but it's I think to them,
I didn't say you can't say it. I just said I can't pull it up.
You know what this is? If the left's motives.
Yeah, I didn't say you couldn't say it. I just said I can't pull it up.
Chuck Schumer, what he said. If all of this stuff is true, guess what they can't do? Let me tell you what they cannot do. You can't lose this game. So think elections as, let's just say, game 7, right? You got the first to 4 wins, So they've been, since Obama got in after Bush, they won 1 game, 1 term. Mm-hmm. They won 2 games, 2 terms. They lost 1, so it's 2-1.
After
Bush. Because Trump won. They won 1, which is Biden. They're now 3-1 playoffs. They win this, it's over.
That's what I've been saying. For at least, I don't know. I've been saying if Trump does not win, not because I love Trump and not because I think that Trump is some magic savior, but I think if Trump doesn't win this election, we are at least at the very start, if not further, of the very end of the American experiment. My Jewish lesbian friend loves Ben Shapiro. Don't we all?
They win it.
Right.
This is so important. If they lose this, guess what it is? 3-2.
Well, thank God they have a great candidate.
That's right. Joe Biden is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever gotten 81 million votes. So
I don't know how they're going to run this guy.
I said, shit, me too. Everyone said Biden wins and the states start breaking away from the federal government. I mean, that's already happening. That's kind of already happening. I don't really know. I was walking aware of this video from the Willy Wonka scam event. Yeah, that if you guys haven't seen that, that is fucking weird. Like, how do you not? Well, I was gonna say, how do you not look up? But they used AI fake art. If you haven't seen that, after the stream, go look that up. Wow. Come on, YouTube.
I'm hoping they I want a little May surprise. They pull him and throw somebody else in. But Newsom would tank. Michelle Obama won't do it. And there's no, in theory, she would be good, maybe, but I don't know if in practicality, I don't know who they got.
Nobody.
I don't know who they got.
Tim, we got a little bet going on around here.
I don't know who they got.
Other than Newsom, like realistically, do we count Michelle, Big Mike? Do we count that as a serious person in terms of who if they are going to replace Biden? We have Newsom. Who generally? Who else is there? And AI. I think I think the fact that Gemini just had that whole debacle with, Black George Washington and Black Nazis, I think, that's kind of showed a bit. I think that woke enough people up to at least put a hold on how AI is going to affect things, meaning that people are going to have a little bit more of a critical eye. I don't know how good they're going to be at detecting, but at least they're going to look. Burner saying Meghan Markle 2028, let's go. Woman signed like no. Oh hell no. Michelle was a very serious guy. I want to vote. Indeed. Anyone says I think Newsom is a better candidate than Michelle because Michelle is zero in any background that qualifies her to be president. I mean, arguably, so is Newsom, but that's a whole other story, right? AI is muttering the waters of knowledge. Yep. And it is scary, but like I said, hopefully that Gemini thing got people to be a little bit more, have a little bit more of a critical eye. Oh yeah, they are neck and neck. They are neck and neck.
And, they think they're going to pull Biden. I think they're going with the corpse.
I talked to people in Palm Beach, in Mar-a-Lago, people who believe they're going to pull him in May. This is not a conspiracy theory. Well, I mean, it's a conspiracy in the fact that people are working together on it, but it's not a lie.
Well, if
it's around Mar-a-Lago,
but sure. There are people that believe. There are people that genuinely believe Trump is not running against Biden. They're in his campaign. They believe that he's running against someone else. Mm-hmm. It might be Gavin Newsom. They don't know. They believe Biden gets pulled in May.
But why May?
I said shit. Me too. If we can get Vivek anywhere in that cabinet, that is the only thing that I can grab onto. That is like, that is something that we need to do. Other than actually getting Trump in the White House. The only actionable thing, like, it's not really actionable, but, in terms of what they can do. Getting Vivek in a, whether it's VP or somewhere where he's front-facing, he's going to be part of the conversation. We need that. We need that.
Because our friend Tom was usually here. He thinks it's going to be in August, which I think
is... Well, when is their convention?
13th.
It's the August 13th.
No, so I think...
Which I feel is like incredibly late in the game.
The reason they would pull him in May is because then you head right into the summer. No one cares. People are not paying as much attention. So
I'll be in Mykonos. That's fine.
I love Lauren Boebert.
The person wouldn't get a ton of scrutiny over
the
summer. They would be kind of crowned at the convention. Then they got a few months, and then boom, there you go.
By the way,
well, and so did a lot of us, Bryson, and that's what makes it seem like, okay, well, if they're definitely planning something, because he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. Listen, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Vivek in charge of the border or anything else gets shit done. I'm with it. I am with it. You thought he'd be replaced by Kamala? I am the vice president. Okay, so what that means is that Joe Biden is the president, and he has gone cuckoo. So now I'm going to be the president. I can't stand her. Fantasy Florida governor after DeSantis is Byron Donalds. Not familiar. Like, I love parts of Lauren Boebert. I mean, don't we all?
Did you see Spider-Man?
Yeah.
They are trying to get in one of the movies in Spider-Man. They showed Michelle Obama 20, but it didn't say the number.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had Michelle Obama in the movie Spider-Man in the back. Like, you can miss this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
I
one
don't
of
think
these.
she wants to do it.
Spider-Man movie Easter egg.
Don't you think she
How
has
was
to?
Spider-Man's movie Easter egg teased Michelle?
Okay, so this is the multiverse.
Obama candidacy.
Oh, weird.
But it only shows 20. It doesn't show the other numbers. So if you go a little lower, maybe Control F.
All right, let's see what we got here.
20. If you Control F20, it'll come up, Rob. Can you Control F20? There you go. Boom. Hit it again. Papa, go one more time. Right there. So in a blink, you'll miss it in a moment across the Spider-Verse we see a sticker on the wall of Miles' room that reads Michelle Obama 20, but you don't see the other other numbers.
But what they're basically saying is leave it to your imagination. We've got 76 more years to run Michelle Obama. Until 2100 when the numbers change.
But going off of what Tim said, let's be honest. Unless he has a body double, they drug him up. There's absolutely no way he can go up against Trump.
They can't run him.
They cannot do it.
I fully agree with all you guys.
Well, no, I know what you're.
They're gonna run this corpse, and they're gonna drug him up, and he's running.
Tim,
he's still their guy.
But hold on, and I get it because
of what? They had an Easter egg of everything. What is it that they didn't have an Easter egg of?
Yeah, I'm looking at what's in front of me.
My thing is
eating ice cream and campaigning.
And sanity, dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever the hell is going on.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're just joining us once again, I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. We just crossed over the 2-hour mark, and we usually go 2.5 hours. If you want to keep the party raging, you know how to do it.
Odds are, that's the Vegas odds. We don't think we're awake, but who besides Gavin, because that's the only one that's out going to all these debates, Republican National, he's everywhere. That little snake doing this. No, he's revering Biden. Michelle, I don't think she wants to. I think it's especially because Obama and them are running the show. Hey, you have to, for the sake of the party. So I know you're selling out arenas talking about God knows what. We need you. Get your ass in there. Give us this 4 years.
He doesn't believe that.
He does.
It's not like I'm.
By the way,
it could. There's so much up in the air right now. It's all speculation. So that's why for the so much of the beginning of the year, I was saying like, okay, we just need to see what's going on here and keep that in the back of our head so that as things change, because they will change very quickly, that we're aware. Hey, remember when we covered this? He was saying that. So now this happens and that. And so we're constantly paying attention to the pieces that are moving so that we don't get caught up in a narrative.
Super excited about camp.
Let's see if my brother stays long enough to see me say hello. Matt, say hello.
Campaigning for Biden. I just think that they're going to run this guy.
Would you vote for Michelle Obama instead of Trump?
I'm not voting for anyone on the left these days. I think it's all a joke.
Love that attitude.
But I will tell you who's making some waves. And his numbers are going up and up and up and up and up. And his name is Bobby Kennedy, and he's 20-1 now.
No, they'll never run him. They'll never run him.
Who do you mean they're never going to run him?
The Democratic.
Well, no, he's going to run as an independent.
He'll never win.
He'll never win.
He'll never win.
Well, his odds.
No shot.
He's way there. I mean, he's worse in the eyes of the DNC. He's worse than Bernie. There's no way. There's no way they would let him.
Well, according to the odds, he's got a 20-1 shot.
Michelle, look what Michelle.
I'm following the money here, guys.
It's going to be Trump unless they throw there's some type of, I don't know. There's got to be like an October surprise that's really, like you said, very exciting. But I think if they run Biden, they lose. I don't know who they.
We got the clip. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, brother. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get there by the end of the show, but I definitely have the clips.
Run where I would. I mean, on paper, Michelle's a good candidate. We don't know how she would do. You just don't know.
I mean, obviously, the assumption is that she would do well because of Obama. What I'm curious as to what a liberal mind would say. No, I don't want Michelle, especially especially if she's running against Trump. What could you possibly have that you would say, no, I'm either going to stay out of the vote or vote for Trump over Michelle Obama? I don't know what liberal would do that. Well, I mean, or maybe I just don't understand what they're thinking, but what are we talking about? Oh yeah, well I got clips, so we're not going through the whole. We definitely can't finish the whole thing, but let's see how far we get.
You don't know on paper she's a good candidate. We don't know. The other people, there's no name recognition with like Gretchen Whitmer or
no. These are VP candidates that are servicing.
Okay.
But I got to ask you this.
Yeah.
Look. The Ross Perot, 1992, made some waves as a third-party candidate. This guy was 5'4", and he talked like this, and he was kind of like a John F. Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy's a legit dude. Well, other than his raspy voice, I mean, you've had him on the podcast. Great podcast with him and
him a lot.
Cheryl. Theo Vaughn said that he would vote for him in an instant.
All like him.
Shout out to Theo Vaughn
because the numbers are not at all trending in the direction where you would put him in the running. He's not. If you look at the polls, I mean, this is not. I mean, just as an analyst, again, I like him, and I think he would probably be a really good president. As much as you can judge anyone for a job, right? You know, you hiring is. Gary Vee said once, hiring is guessing. He said that to me, and that kind of made sense, I guess. But I don't think that you could like predict how he against Trump, and whoever else in the Democrat. Do you see RFK winning against Trump?
No.
Because all the people who would be willing to take their vote away from the Democratic Party to give it to RFK would also be somewhat likely to give their vote to Trump. So I don't think there's enough of a difference there, and I think there's too much dissonance with the DNC. It ain't gonna happen.
I think if you get those three guys, the old and senile versus the old and angry, and versus the fit and vocally challenged RFK.
Well, Berner says women especially are so hung up on the abortion issue, they will let everything else go to shit just for their reproductive rights. So, so you're talking about the women on the left. Okay. And so what does that have to do with not wanting to vote for Michelle? It's not to be close. I mean, I do think it would be close. Yeah. That's he's a bureaucrat in the wrong ways, and he's a party guy in the wrong ways as well. Like okay, so he's a bureaucrat. I don't know. It's there. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I don't know how better articulate it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, if Trump doesn't win, the future of our country is fucked.
Bingo.
Yep. So listen, Theo Von is a way of life. My husband's from Louisiana and has friends who talk exactly like Theo. It's hilarious. I would love to have just one, but like a group of friends like that. Oh man. So Bryson was saying that Tulsi was perfect until ... and then says, not that I don't like her. I've become a better person because of her. Very principled and honored. Okay, but I'm not convinced RK would only take away votes from Biden. He would absolutely take away votes from Trump. True. But I think he would take more votes from Biden than from Trump. I see this all the time. Liberal women will continue to vote default Democrat just on that one issue. It's a first world problem because they don't have to face reality and can focus on social issues. Yup. I think so. How do you? Because that's about messaging. Like, women in general don't want to murder children. They just want to be able to fuck without consequences. So I think there's room to have that minds changed. It's just a matter of the messaging. Well, folks, the only sway the president would have over abortion rights is being able to veto a bill once. The bigger issue is the Senate and the House in that regard. It is now, because the goddamn fucking GOP kept telling, hey, Supreme Court, rule on this. It's a perfect compromise that makes everybody kind of unhappy, but it really works for everybody. But let's just fuck with it anyway. Good job. I agree that the correct decision was to send it back to the states. That doesn't mean that practically in a utilitarian point of view that it was better for humanity that we had Roe v. Wade. Just saying. So Bryson was saying she's very principled and honored, but her recent stance. Oh, okay. So you don't like her Israel Palestine position. Fair enough. I was going to understand some people's reservations toward Tulsi. Her pew pew stance is a big one, but I see it as I see her as the perfect female candidate. And I do think that the gun issue from somebody who's been in the military, she could easily change her mind on that. I'm not saying she would or she will. I'm just saying she's not, fucking Nancy Pelosi on that. So the GOP needs to tone down the pro-life shit and focus on bigger issues. Not threaten with a federal abortion ban or anything scary to the liberal chicks. What do you guys feel about this? Because I mean, saying that you're a woman, and I get that, but the other, like, when you look at the left and the right, on the left, it's only the women who want to keep their quote unquote right. But on the right, it's men and women who believe the child has rights and that it is murder. So I think there's a stronger sentiment on the right for abortion to go one way or the other than there is on the left. It's just that, like you were saying, many women, that's their single issue voters. And so again, it comes back to the idea that if we can get them to understand that it's something along the just not this my body, my choice clump of cells thing. If you can get anywhere past that, then I think we could bring those people in. But I don't know. Said Trump Tulsi is baller. Wonderful said removing Roe v. Wade was a band-aid that needed to be ripped off eventually. Timing about it could be argued, but that's just putting off the inevitable. I mean, that's fair. I don't disagree. I just think that I think we could have left it alone for a long time. Under Trump was not the time to deal with this. I mean, I guess it would. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it was a compromise. It was a compromise, and that's what we need on a zero-sum issue. Culture Bot makes a great point. Said the liberal chicks are already in the cold. They're gonna vote for the worst candidate. True. Versus the stance that concerns me, she has steadily stood on her principles until Israel. So I'm not familiar what she was saying. What did she say about Israel that you didn't like? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When is an unborn baby alive? At the moment of conception. All right, let's dive back in here. Actually, you know what? I know you guys were talking about that, so let's go over to this one, since we're definitely not going to get through all of them. This is the one where they're talking about conspiracies. And
let's go to the next story. We'll see. Well, let's go to the next story. So Epstein, okay?
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis yesterday comes out, and you saw what Rob, if you want to, do we have that story here, Rob, somewhere? DeSantis, right there. Okay, page 4. Ron DeSantis signs legislation, okay, to authorize the release of Jeffrey Epstein's grand jury documents. New legislation signed by Florida governor will allow public release of the jury's transcript from 2006 probe into Epstein's abuse of underage girls. The new measure goes into effect July 1st. Epstein pleaded guilty to state charges and sentenced to 18 months in jail. After cutting a deal with federal prosecutors in 2008, he was required to register as a sex offender. The law would shed some light on the grand jury testimony and would have limited exceptions to provide greater insight. DeSantis said the public deserves to know who participated in the Epstein sex trafficking. Nobody should be protected from facing justice due to their wealth or status, and those who harm children should be exposed and punished to the fullest extent of law. Tim, what do you think is going to happen here with Epstein? You think we're really going to eventually find out?
Aren't all court cases public, or is it only state cases? I thought all court cases were public. Yes, I think it's even within states. Interesting. Okay, so I just assumed that they were all public record. I mean, not all. I assumed that there was some that were that's what I thought. So okay, that we're on the same page. Got it. Bryson said that makes me wonder, why does that issue have priority over her principles? That's a good question.
Fullest extent of law. Tim, what do you think is going to happen here with Epstein? You think we're really going to eventually find out who the people are or not?
I don't know. I mean, they keep doing this, right? I mean, this is like the 9th time they've said this.
Wait. So are you yet again setting out the leftist playbook on an issue and not able to see it with the pedos? Because it sounds like he's about to lay out the exact same thing he just did with COVID.
I don't know. I mean, they keep doing this, right? I mean, this is like the 9th time they've said this. They're like, no one should be above the law. Yeah. I mean, it's like, this is all they say all the time. They go, no one should be above the law. And you go, okay. And then nothing really ever happens. It's the same 5 people you've heard. It's like Prince Andrew. It's the same people. Mm-hmm. And then they go, well, we're going to now release this thing. I don't know.
Right. They keep saying, well, we're going to release this. We're going to release flight logs, but it's never the client list. And so that's what he's saying is they're just going to keep doing this and keep doing this and keep doing this. And when they eventually do release the client list, if they ever release it, then it's going to be so watered down. And just like everything else, nobody's going to care anymore.
I think you have to wait and see if you ever figure out. If these people all run the world and they all have all this money and they all have all this power, and I think all of those things are true, I believe those things. I mean, are people knocking on the door? Like, I can't imagine that we're gonna find out all of the, perpetrators of these acts.
You think there's going to be Jelaine, she's the fall guy or fall girl, and that's who it is, and that's the only accountability?
I don't know. Things are so chaotic now that you could see stuff leaking, but I mean,
or they might be waiting for a reason to have one person be like the fall guy, or a group of people to be the fall group, and they'll say, well, this was the whole client. Like, everybody else was just there for business, but this person, and Trump. That's what they're probably going to do.
Has the other shoe dropped? They've also done this amazing job, right? And I've made fun of them for this on my show, is they've been like, well, all these names are out, but this means nothing. It proves nothing. It suggests nothing. Clinton was on his plane a bunch of times, and he's mentioned 50 times in the documents, but
29 times. Have any of you traveled 29 times with somebody who is not either in your family or you're having sex with? 29 times.
It doesn't mean anything. The media comes out and goes, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, I think they've watered it down to the point where, like, whatever names come out now, people are going to go, well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they did anything. It just means that they knew the guy. They've done a good job of watering down what these things actually mean.
Mm-hmm.
And to a point where I think people are kind of like, well, sure, he was mentioned 50 times in the court documents.
Yeah.
But what does that even mean?
And the media has also done a good job, because nobody's reading those documents. They just look at pictures. And they've also done a good job of infusing a couple Trump pics in there. Even though he wasn't on the plane or it wasn't, but they'll infuse that to be like, well, they're all doing it.
You got one gift for Christmas. Yeah. Okay. Santa's only going to do one for you. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So is everybody paying attention? One Christmas gift. What is your Christmas gift? Wait till he explains the parameters. Let's see. Oh, there's definitely tapes out there. There's no question. That's the whole. The whole thing rests upon there being tapes and pictures. But okay, so we got a Christmas gift. You get one Christmas gift, and it's gonna lay it out. And I want to know. I know you guys. I ask you guys questions. You never answer all the time. I want to know, what are you asking Santa for?
You got one gift for Christmas. Yeah. Okay. Santa's only going to do one for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Out of all this stuff that you could find out about, like who was behind what the election fraud, Trump 2020, was there something going on there? Right. China, COVID, were they behind it? And Fauci's involvement with, all the additional thing in IH. 100% list of the names on Epstein, every single thing you can know with this. John F. Kennedy assassination, who was behind it? You put that on the list as well.
I mean, we kind of already know that one, right?
The moon landing, was it real? Was it not real? 9/11 was
They called on a landline to the moon.
Wexner behind it and all these other money people. And, was it an explosion? Was it this? If out of all of those things, you can, by the way.
No, I said, wait. That's not what we're talking about. You're not getting a goddamn gift from Santa. Just shut the fuck out, listen to the fucking video, and answer the question when it comes.
Hunter Biden laptop, the big guy, the money.
Yeah. Roswell, New Mexico, aliens.
Choose any of those guys. You can have one gift from Santa. Which one do you want?
So that's the gift. You get to know all there is to know about a conspiracy. Any conspiracy, you get to know everything about it. You get to know everything that, like, you couldn't even, if you had all the logs and videos and whatever, you have an all-seeing eye understanding. What is the conspiracy? And it doesn't have to be one of the ones that he listed. Any conspiracy. What is the conspiracy that you would want to know for sure, that this is the actual true facts? Wanted Foe said it was the moon line. Okay, all right. So I guess what happened with the moon, so that's not your pick. So the souls to is Bob Lazar telling the truth? That's my question. Might be silly to you, but this is my Christmas present. Fair enough. Burner Popcorn account says the 2020 election. Very, very good one. Hey, sorry. Hold on. one second here. Give me 1 second here. Oh. Hey, shout out to Zippy the Strange with the $5 PayPal. Thank you so much, sir. Very, very much appreciated. And of course, comes with a treat for Morty. Very, very, very much appreciated, my boy. There we go. All right, now which one are you picking? So Burner said the 2020 election, and 169 is going for the Epstein clients. She wants to know. I want to post at Epstein Island. All right. That's a hard one. I know. So yeah, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick none. All right. So B-Hop is with So the Soul wants to know about the aliens, and Zippy indeed keeps that party raging. All right. And we understand we already know what happened with China. Exactly. All right. So let's see what Tim says. Which gift does he want from Santa?
Mexico aliens.
Choose any of those guys. You can have one gift from Santa. Which one do you want?
9/11 is where I grew up with 9/11. That was the seminal event of my childhood. So to me, I would want to know what the deal is.
Same for me. I need to know. Was that? And again, we kind of have an idea, but what actually happened there? I'm right there with it. That was the most not formulating, but you know what I mean. The most central historical political thing in my life and the life of really anybody my age. You know, I'm 34, so if you're right in that age, like especially if you're not old enough for the Kennedy assassination, then indeed. Is it? Yeah, I think it is definitely important. But make that argument. Because I think I agree with you, but I'm not sure. So why is it more important? That's an interesting claim. Is it more important? I think I agree with you. Why is it more important? Concept said chose 9/11, but you two wouldn't let me comment. Come on, man. Oh wait, I already got that.
Come on, man.
If that info came out, the diapers in DC might be changed pretty quickly. Bear. You know, said I believe 9/11 was Islamic fundamentalists who wanted to strike an attack against the United States. Context said it was the first one that got me into conspiracy theories. Yeah, I think a lot of us did. Bryson said I'm a conspiracy analyst or just an analyst. Dilly. We all are. I like that. Someone said he wanted to teach a class to kids called A Closer Look at 9/11 with Mr. Dillon. I would take that class. I would definitely take that class.
My childhood. So to me, I would want to know what the deal is a little bit more than I do. I'm not even saying that it's like an inside thing, but I would want to know, like, why did we protect Saudi Arabia? Were those guys
Rob, run a poll. I'm curious, people, if you're listening as well, but go, what do we run the intelligence?
Yeah, like what's the deal? Exactly how it happened, up to the minute how it happened. Is it exactly what they say? I would just be interested in that because that was a big event of my childhood. Is it minute for minute?
Okay, so now we got somebody else saying that the Epstein list is more important now. I think I agree, but y'all need to make the argument. Why is it more important? CBS said, I want to know more about these so-called unlicensed abortion clinics. What is there to know? People killing babies that don't have a license. You mean you want to know where they are? Because other than that.
Did exactly what they say. Are those 19 guys random guys from the Middle East? Were they trained intelligence people? How did all of that happen? That to me would be very interesting. I think
it has. I think it was people who were I think Osama bin Laden is legit or was legit. I think there was definitely people that Al Qaeda and ISIS. I think that was all legit as fuck. I do think that it was him behind everything. But the question is, how much involvement from the CIA was there? And I refuse to just believe that it was zero. That don't make no sense. Know a
lot of the other ones, or at least I'm of the belief that the Epstein thing would not shock you. If the names came out about the Epstein thing, it wouldn't shock you. It'd be a bunch of billionaires and world leaders. You'd go, right. You wouldn't.
Exactly. That's why I'm asking you guys. Any film, Zippy, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Why is it more important? We already know that it happened. So I think getting the fact out that Epstein Island exists and that this is happening is more important than knowing the details of 9/11. However, I think the fact that we know that the list exists, who is on that list, is not necessarily going to change much, because we can get rid of those people, but just somebody else is going to, take their place. And so, and these are individual people. If we have the ringleader, then we already know. We already know. I never once said it wasn't important. Absolutely, it's important. Absolutely, it's important. The question is, why is it more important? Two people have specifically said it is more important. So my question is why? Why is it more important than knowing the truth about 9/11? I'm not saying it's not. I'm just asking you guys for your reasoning. Why do you say the Epstein list is more important? Complex said due to the international implications and proving the depravity of the elites. But that's what I'm saying. We already have proof of that depravity. The ruling class can't have public opinion. The ruling class can't have public opinion change on something so egregious and can't be defended. So again, we already know that the depravity of the elites. Which names? I absolutely agree with you. There is a grave importance in understanding who those people are. But why is it more important than knowing if there was people who are in the American government who orchestrated the death of over 3,000 citizens? I'm not saying it's not. I'm just asking you guys to back your claims that you said it is more important. New Film said, if Bush White House knew about that before it happened, then all those motherfuckers should be in jail. Okay, you keep saying the thing. You keep saying the thing. I didn't ask you if you think Epstein is more important, because you said it. So I'm asking you, why is the Epstein list more important? That is the question. Why is it more important? Not do you think it is more important? You have already stated it is important. I agree with you. It is important. The question is, why?
Be shocked. Kennedy would be the CIA. Wouldn't shock you. COVID would be a joint lab of the U.S. and China in Wuhan, where there might have been a leak. Was it intentional or not? We don't know, but that's all kind of there. RFK's book talks about that. I don't know that those would be that shocking.
And you're telling me that unequivocal proof that people in D.C. orchestrated 9/11 wouldn't? So I have a theory. Marty has destroyed pillows with his hungry dance, and IJ gets drunk and doesn't know what happened. Maybe.
About that.
I'll never tell.
I don't know that those would be that shocking. They might be. I don't know. The laptop, Hunter Biden, it's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I love, by the way,
what's at the top?
9/11 was a problem at all. All right. Government official environment 9/11 allowing it to happen is more important than anything else. Yeah. Well, that's what I said. You said it wasn't, though. So you change your mind? And then that's the same question. So then why is it more important to know that the people who were involved in 9/11 and not the particular individuals who are going to Epstein Island? Y'all are the one making claims. I'm just asking the questions. We do that one. MSC9, it's hard to articulate in a comment. Do you think it's possible we can get info on other shit if we get them on Epstein? Fair. There we go. Now we're moving in the right direction. Now we're answering the question why. Possibly, yeah. Again, I would say that, the people, we're close enough in history from 9/11 that it's not like but like the people who, if it was that there's people in the CIA who were orchestrating that shit, They're still around. So what's worse? What's worse? This is a hard question. What's worse? Going to an island and fucking a child, or orchestrating the death of 3,000 Americans? I don't know. I do not know. Once said almost anything, but CT can be argued for. That would be the one black hole that elites can't escape and would condemn them now and forever. The case would be too hard to come back from. I think that's probably the strongest. I think that's probably the strongest thing, because we already have, proof of both Trump and, we don't have the proof, but we're pretty sure that Trump killed an American citizen. We know that Obama killed an American citizen, not 3,000. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Lots of people who would have controlled 9/11 would also control the government behind the scenes. But anything withheld or redacted is suspicious, especially when plausible deniability for the purpose of gathering information and in the interest of national security is the safety net. True.
Up Hunter Biden is a good question. I mean, I don't know. I love, by the way,
what's at the top of your list?
What's
PBD?
the top of your list?
I got one, but
I was going to say, because being from
by the way, you may even say something I haven't even said.
See, because I'm a big, mind you, I don't believe absolutely nothing, and I worked for the government. I was in the military.
I know when you
believe nothing except that anything is possible.
That's a different priority.
Go ahead.
But because we know. I'm saying my firm opinion. We know what happened with 9/11. I would definitely love to know what the plan was. What did they put explosives in to make sure everything went down? I'd love to know that. But right now, the hottest thing on my list right now, I would want every single one of those tapes that they have of Epstein, that he recorded everything. I want that played, and I want to show every single one of these assholes, from Clinton to everybody. Hold on, in the courtroom, huge, not a regular one, big courtroom, and I want to play because they have those tapes. That's Bill Clinton right there? That's you with the underage girl? Put his ass in jail. I want accountability for every child, every underage child that's been their lives ruined by all these elites, and I want accountability held by all these assholes.
I'm shocked you didn't say the Taylor Swift thing. I mean, you've been ranting and raving on that forever.
I already know the truth about her.
Okay.
She's
playing for the NFL.
She's a witch. But anyway.
What do you got?
What? She's a double and a witch? Okay.
You got it.
I mean, all these are completely explainable. 9/11, sometimes some of the stuff, coincidence theories, to use that term.
Thank you.
It could have just been as simple as these Islamic.
There you go. 37% said 9/11. Only 11% said the Kennedy. 26 said Epstein, and tied with 26 for the 2020. So most people are on the 9/11 train. Understand in theory that theory is being torn apart in real time because we already have so many saying open border is now a good thing. Therefore, it is only a matter of time before outright that stuff is defended. Perp box. Yep, we definitely need that. I mean, there just has to be that level of shame. Shame has to be a part of our society. When you get rid of shame, you get rid of principles. All the elites have over us is our trust, that they know what they're doing. The Epstein thing would destroy that trust, and the entire trust in the system could collapse. I mean, I agree. Again, I'm still, I feel like everything that we're saying for the Epstein list would also hold true for 9/11. I do think that it would hit a little harder with Epstein. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely do not know. Whereas, unfortunately, Americans have such a short attention span. Very few of us would understand the impact and meaning behind 9/11. Nonsense, Gen Z kids weren't even alive when it happened. That's a good point, too. It's just something in history. I don't know. It's tough. It is tough.
Thank you.
It could have just been as simple as these Islamic hijackers inspired by Osama bin Laden, wanted to crash the planes, okay? It could have just been as simple as the CIA and was it Alan Dulles, and he was fired after the Bay of Pigs invasion, and your buddy Sirhan, the Bobby Kennedy situation, CIA. It could just be as simple as Epstein was doing some weird, shady shit, blackmailing people. I'm giving you a couple different things. Anything that has to do with aliens and space, I want to know what the hell.
Okay, so how many of you? I think it was Soil and Unwanted Foe. I forget who else. I think there was 3 of you, maybe 2 of you, who said that you want to know about the aliens. And what did Adam just say?
Anything that has to do with aliens and space, I want to know what the hell's going on.
And here's why. And by the way, and this is not to insult you.
Yes.
That is the conspiracy for stupid people.
Aliens.
It's just under ghosts in terms of what dumb people want to know about.
He called you stupid. He called you stupid. He called you stupid. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely want to know what's up with aliens, but we're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. Oh my God. One more time. One more time. All right. One more time.
Insult you.
And space. I want to know what the hell's going on.
And here's why. And by the way, and this is not to insult you.
Yes.
That is the conspiracy for stupid people.
Aliens.
It's just under ghosts in terms of what dumb people want to know about.
I disagree. Aliens are way above ghosts. Ghosts are the stupidest fucking thing. No. No. Just no. Just no. Nope. No. Did I miss the first part of this? Waiting has allowed the malfeasance to worsen, but I'm realistic. And accountability won't happen unless we as citizens understand that we're responsible for the state of the country. Well said. Well said. And yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yep. The stupid is as stupid does. Apparently, aliens are fallen angels. I don't think so. It's like, this is not to insult you, but you're stupid.
Bingo.
There you go. There you go. Takes 3rd place. Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's definitely at least top 5 because I think, as an atheist, it definitely will harpoon a lot of major religions if we find life elsewhere. Okay. Yeah. So Bigfoot. No. Flat Earth is the dumbest one. So it's Flat Earth, Bigfoot, ghosts, astrology / crystals, and then everything else. We can live without aliens. We can live without aliens. We, however, cannot live with corrupt government. Well, I mean, apparently we can because here the fuck we are. Shadow figure scare annoying? What? Kind of obsessed with Tim Dillon. There we go. Aliens and ghosts are the same thing, bro. Obviously. Yeah, that if you believe in vampires and zombies, come on. That's right. That's with ghosts. That's on par with ghosts. Yeah, why wouldn't aliens exist? Statistically, it would make no sense that throughout the entire universe, observable or unobservable, even if beyond what we can see, that the only life form that we would call intelligent is us. Unless it just so happens that it takes about 14 million years for life, or 14 billion? 14 million? 14 million years for the process of carbon to turn into life. Therefore, we would be the first in the universe, and then we would expect to see other planets populate over time. Honestly, I like magic. I like ghosts and Bigfoot. I'll also take Hollow Earth over Flat Earth. Come at me. All right, give me your just give me 3 reasons. 1, 2, and 3. Your best 3 reasons why the Earth could be hollow. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. You got it. Burner said, I keep meeting women who seem nice at first, but then later tell me how much they're into astrology and crystals. Welcome to a man's life. That's just called dating to men. Flat Earth over obvious CIA psyop, aka QAnon. No, because nope. Because even as crazy as the QAnon stuff is, at least there's a reason. At least they have a reason. What the fuck is the reason for anybody to convince you that the Earth is flat? At least if they think, oh, Donald Trump has some magic powers, he's doing this, that. At least they think that this is happening because this. There's no because this with flat Earth. At least not that I've heard. If God exists, why doesn't he show himself? Boom. So the Solo said, math says aliens must exist. Science, not the science. Yep. Burns said, women are also getting really into this whole manifest your life dream stuff. I don't get it. It was the secret way back with Oprah. It's like you have to manifest and get your what do they call it? Your vision board. And you cut out pictures from a magazine and you put it on the wall and it will manifest.
Stupid.
So I'm not too interested in what government has to say about aliens or ghosts. They'll never tell the truth. Yep. Hollow Earth and OG yeah. And like that's the kind of thing. Like I only saw the clips from when Cat Williams was on Rogan this week or last week or whenever it was, but it was really weird. Like compare how Cat Williams was behaving on what is it, Club Shay Shay or whatever with Shannon Sharp. He is all up and then he's at Rogan. He's like, well, not a lot of people know stuff, and if you actually look, like all that stuff is wrong. And it's like, say it with your chest. And it's just like, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. Of course. There you go. Great argument, Bryson. Great argument. If there's undiscovered species, then why wouldn't aliens be possible? They say that we only have we only understand I don't know what the number is, but some portion of the oceans. So there's definitely species that we do not know of. Like almost certainly, like near certain. Pinterest is stupid. All right, let's dive back in here. Even when they take flat earthers up so they can see the curve, they always find a way to dismiss it. They did a fucking documentary on Netflix where it's like, oh, we're gonna prove it, and the big finale is like, okay, we're doing this thing to prove that if the Earth was round, then you'd see this. And then their experiment shows that the Earth is round. They're like, oh, we must have done it wrong.
Stupid.
All right, let's ride on.
It's just under ghosts in terms of what dumb people want to know about. It's the thing
you see people, you see Air Force people talking about it.
When aliens or ghosts come up, dumb people's eyes bulge out of their head. They go, yes, it's my time. You know why? Because we don't know shit about shit. We have these other ones affect our lives. We know the people, as you said, they should be brought to justice.
Listen, there was just an alien sighting in Miami. Everyone saw him, bro. Everyone saw him.
I woke up to that in Miami at the mall with the aliens. I go, who cares if it's true?
Do you think we landed on the moon?
Probably.
That's what I say. I say probably we did, but all of that shit was fake in case we didn't. That's my assumption. The phone call was fake. Any footage you saw was fake. That doesn't mean it didn't really happen. I'm not saying I know that it did happen. I'm saying I think that probably it did happen and then they faked a bunch of footage to show Russia.
And even stand for something, Tim.
There's no effect on my life.
The aliens?
Aliens have no effect on our lives. None.
What about the illegal aliens coming through the border?
There we go. There we go. Get the illegal alien. That is way more important than the extraterrestrial aliens. All right, so I want it 1, 2, 3. Finally, somebody is following the come on, man. Anyway, so the question was about 3 reasons why hollow Earth could be a reasonable thing. Context is 1. There are experiments that have shown how objects in rotation will form hollow centers. 2. There have been that's wrong there. There have been many military expeditions that had their commanders mention the entrances and seeing the civilizations inside the Earth. Even satellite images have shown that there are large pockets and even oceans either under or within the crust of our Earth. So that wouldn't be hollow then, right? So that kind of debunks it. If there's pockets, then that means the rest of it is not a pocket, aka not hollow. You can't have a pocket in something where there's nothing there. Like if we're saying it's hollow like that, then you can't have a pocket in here. That's not what a pocket means. Pocket means that it's surrounded by other stuff. So fair enough. I mean, yeah, you gave me the 3. I'm not convinced, but fair enough. Bryson was cat on Rogan. I don't know. I wasn't stimulated enough to stick around 5 minutes in. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was the weed. I don't take that because as much as I think Cat smokes, that ain't it. I mean, it's fair if he was nervous, but like, it's just a little. Joe Rogan won't even have me on his shit. And then you get there, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't believe it. Like, did you guys see it? Like, Pete Guy. Really? Oh, come on. Just give me the damn clips. Really?
The Joe Rogan Experience.
This is why those one world people exist.
Oh my God. And I watched this at 2x. So the fact that this is and it doesn't that I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a high voice to me. It just sounds like nervous, and
because it's a very powerful concept to have, and
he seems more nervous than anything else,
and beneficial to not be attempted.
He's a comedian who came up with a lot of other black comedians, and then there's a big conspiracy that Hollywood takes black comedians and will put them in the dress, and then they get famous, and he is against that, and he calls that out, and so he's like an Illuminati type dude.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to run some global power organization, I would try to co-opt every single leader, try to suck them in.
Who y'all trying to tell what weed does to a person? Who y'all trying to tell what weed does to a person? I guarantee you, I've been high than all of you put together. Definitely you.
Offer support, bring them out to wherever the fuck I have my big ass meetings, fly everybody in private jets, talk about the climate crisis.
All organizations have to follow the same rules.
Yeah, that's wild.
Recruitment is an important facet of all. Like,
we have to get some young global leaders.
And so you're telling me he went on Shannon Sharp's podcast and did not smoke, and that the weed that Cat Williams smokes is so much worse than Joe Rogan's weed? Like, I mean, come on, guys, come on. Cat Williams. Just give me a damn clip.
And I needed you to know why I came by. Yeah, I didn't want to be a movie star. No, you couldn't be a movie star. There are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood every year. Not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Oba-Kaby and look like Mr. Potato Head. There ain't none. You would have to have a range.
Let's look at his eyes. All right, we look pretty standard. Doesn't seem to be, blitzed out. Super.
I played a lot of characters, 60 movie roles. I'm not playing Cat Williams in there.
I don't know, Cat. We might not let you drink anymore the way you. I mean, we ain't even got.
I'm not fuel.
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying. Do you expect that he wouldn't? Why the fuck wouldn't you? From that to this.
Well, understand, this is the only reason that we can talk about these big Illuminati-like entities at this period of time. Is just because of time. Like, they aged out. Like, you can't get in.
I mean, those of you who know those of you who are members and part of the after party, you see the difference between me, when I'm here and drinking, and then I'll smoke and I'll, come way down. But there ain't that difference. And so again, maybe it's that he's nervous. Perfectly reasonable. But just don't be talking such a big game if you ain't going to bring that same energy when you actually get the call. That's all I'm saying. That's it. All right, let's finish this up. Yeah.
There's no effect on my life.
The aliens?
Aliens have no effect on our lives. None.
What about the illegal aliens coming through the border?
Now, sorry. I mean, by the way, good and bad, but.
Yeah. You know what Biden's calling them now, by the way?
What?
They're no longer illegal aliens. They're now called newcomers.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Welcome.
What? Oh, hell
I did not hear this. Newcomers? Newcomers. I'm going to hit it again.
Oh, hell no.
We aren't doing newcomers any more than we're doing maps. I will make fun of you so much because they already moved the homeless to unhoused. If I hear any one of y'all, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to make fun of you. But that respect is going out the window. So I can't see Kat being nervous on JRE not buying it. I'm just saying, you don't. Somebody who smokes regularly does not have that much of a difference in how they usually in how they perform. If you are not a smoker, and then you say, yeah, that's a different fucking story. But we're talking about Cat Williams. Come on. We went from illegal aliens to undocumented immigrants to migrants to newcomers. First bonus hole, now newcomers. Semantic obfuscation.
They're no longer illegal aliens. They're now called newcomers.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Welcome newcomers to America.
Does that sound better?
It's branding, guys. Everyone thinks Trump's the branding guy and the marketing guy. Right. The newcomers. Here it is right here. Biden's visit to the Mexico border. He called illegal immigrants coming from the country. Hey, welcome newcomers.
That sounds.
Oh my God. Ahead of President Biden's visit to the U.S.-Mexico border that he decided that he had to take because Trump was there, and he decided to go to somewhere where he knew there wouldn't be a bunch of people crossing. Excuse me. On Thursday, the White House debuted his new term for illegal immigrants arriving in the country, calling them newcomers.
Losers! Stupid.
Biden will travel to Brownsville, Texas, in an effort to reassure voters who have soured on his handling of the border crisis. How'd that go, pal? How did that go? Burner Popcorn account said, I distinctly remember working in a local newsroom around 2005 and a Hispanic coworker lecturing us all on how we need to refer to them as undocumented immigrants. True story. Yep. And I mean, in the same way that we looked at the map person and we could say, oh, this video is probably fake. Maybe. But unless it's not rooted in reality, then I don't care. Because there absolutely are people doing that. Just like there are people doing this. Person said maybe it was meth. Okay, for the Shay interview. Joe definitely did not interview that cat. That's for sure.
Bingo.
That's the point, is that he made such a splash, and he specifically made, like, oh, Joe Rogan won't even have me on his da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, actually, he would, and he will, and he did. And what are the views on that? Let's see the views on that. Well, actually, no. Let's see the full episode. What are the views on the full episode? 10 million views. All right. What do the comments say? Oh, sorry. What do the comments say? One of the best parts he had, Joe learning so much, rethinking he's probably the only one ever on the podcast and call him Joseph. Okay. Cat is not smoking that joint. The joint is smoking cat. All right. Yeah, I remember this part. Is that a We Talk, Joseph? And oh no, that was the other. Kevin doesn't watch what he says. Only says just enough of his calm demeanor. Cat wanted to. He could start his own podcast, interviewing people and just having simple conversation, do numbers. I don't know. But it's for sure that yeah. I mean, and that's fair. But it fell flat for me. If I had that energy, I would have sat through the whole thing. I just was not. It just didn't interest me. I'm already not really into that type of like conspiracy stuff. This stuff that we talked about with Tim is more what I'm into. But things that have some way of being verified in some way or anything. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's going on, and I really appreciate Tim for the opportunity to be talking about some of this kind of fringe stuff that's kind of out there, that's kind of not really in the mainstream of politics. And what's context saying? We're missing the obvious. Cat got hit by his handlers and drugged like they did to Kanye. Oh my God. Oh, shout out to Soul giving another $2. Thank you so much. Feeding Morty, I will do. I really, really, really do appreciate you guys. Of course, we had the not just this, but the $10 or whatever, the Cash App, the $10 Cash App. We had Indie Film going in with the $6.33. Came in with another $5. We had Zippy the Strange with another $5. And of course, we came in Soil 2. So thank you. Sponsor of the stream. Actually, are you guys tied? So we'll give it co-sponsor to Indie Film and to Soul the Soul. Guys, thank you so very much. I cannot explain to you how much I love hanging out with you guys and doing this. It is my favorite part of the days that I do it. Is my favorite part of the week, and I really think we have something here, guys. Like I said, as much as I can. I was kind of tired. I slept in today. I was like, maybe I'll skip the show. I don't have a boss. I could just not do this, and I'll be good. I was like, no, this is important. I care very much about myself and what I'm doing here. I care very much about you guys. I care very much about what we together are building, and we are building. We're building very well. It's not going as fast as I thought it would when I started. I will be completely honest with you on that one, but we are growing, and it's been continuing to grow. And I don't know. I just thank you so for saying what I could not. You show up for us, and we show up for you, and you guys definitely show up for me. So thank you so very much. Don't forget, guys, we are headed to the after party for members of the channel. I am already in the after party. So if you want to join, make sure you are a member of the channel, and you send me a Discord, or send me a Discord message to make sure that oh my goodness, shout out to Burner Popcorn account. I won't dox you, with another $10 in PayPal. Oh my goodness. Of course, you know what that means. Morty, and let's give him a double since we can't. Since we're already at the end of the show, he'll get a double for that one. Thank you guys so very much. Let's do this. If you have sent me any donation today, and you are not already a member of the channel, join the Discord and send me a DM, and I'll give you a month free of membership. Just because you guys have been amazing. So anybody who has sent me any kind of money anyway, just if one of the mods could drop the Discord link, is already in there. Just join, send me a DM. I will make sure you get the permission so that you can hang out with us, because guys, I appreciate you so much. Once again, that is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.